Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Thursday, June 13th, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ORIONNWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Chicago White Sox versus the Seattle Mariners. Game 4, the last game in the set. We are trying to get the brooms out and get the sweep. Let's cue the music, take a look at the thumb, and we will get into the starting lineups. First pitch will be here in roughly 10 minutes. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Thursday, and shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. Let's go, baby. And on the thumb on the left, Luis Robert Jr. And on the right, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Tridents up. And let's start with the visiting Chicago White Sox. Leading off for the White Sox, playing second base, Nicky Lopez. Batting second, playing first base, Andrew Vaughn. Batting third, playing center field, Luis Robert Jr. And he is on the trade block. The Mariners are one of the teams that are linked to Luis Robert Jr. Could he be a Seattle Mariner in a few weeks? We will have to wait and see. We definitely need hitting. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, DHing tonight for Chicago, Gavin Sheets. Batting fifth, playing left field for the White Sox, Andrew Benintendi. Batting sixth, playing shortstop for Chicago, Paul DeYoung. Batting seventh, playing right field, Oscar Colas. Batting eighth, catching tonight for the White Sox, Corey Lee. And batting ninth, playing third base, Danny Mendick. And on the mound for Chicago with a 6-5 record, he's got a third of their total wins. The White Sox are 17-52. Oh, baby, 5 wins, 29 losses on the road, and he's got 6 wins out of the total of 17. So this is their best pitcher on the staff, Garrett Crochet. 6-5 record with an ERA of 3.33, and again 17-52 record, and he's got 6 wins out of the 17. Unbelievable. And we are, playing a kind of our C-D lineup today. We pushed Luis Castillo till tomorrow because we got a 3-game set with the Texas Rangers, and we already know what happens when Texas comes to town. It's going to be electric. So this is going to be tough. Crochet is good, but hopefully we can find a way to get some hits after he goes out, or if we can get a few lucky hits between the first and 6th inning, that would be fantastic. Now let's get into the starting lineup for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for Seattle, playing shortstop, a great two-way player, J.P. Crawford. Tridents up, baby. Let's go. Let's get the brooms. Let's go for the sweep. And we haven't been able to sweep any teams yet in a 4-game series. We have been able to get a couple 3-game sweeps against like the Reds, right, and the Angels, but 4 games is very, very difficult. Batting second, welcome back from paternity leave, having a baby. Third baseman, it's Demo Dylan Moore. Congratulations on fatherhood, my guy. Batting third, playing center field, no fly zone, Julio Rodriguez. Trident's up, baby. Let's go. You're overdue. Let's get it. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, DHing tonight for Seattle, Mitch Garver. Terrible in April and May, but he has been very hot in June. Let's keep the momentum going. Batting fifth, playing right field, the hero last night, Mitch Haniga. Let's go, Mitch. Batting sixth, playing first base for Ty France while he holds up that he's got that heel, and we know the heel's a little bit fractured, a little bit injured, but he'll be back, and it doesn't sound like it's too serious. But for now, we got this guy coming up from AAA, first baseman Tyler Locklear. Batting seventh, playing left field, Victor Robles. Batting eighth, another two-way player like J.P. Crawford. That's on the up and up. Second baseman, Ryan Bliss. Let's go, baby. We're going to need that defense today as well. And batting ninth, making his first start in a few weeks, catcher Stebby Zavala. And on the mound, recently called back up from AAA Tacoma, Emerson Hancock. Now, Emerson's got a 3-3 record and an ERA of 5.24. Kind of what you would expect from a typical five-hole type of spot, pitcher. But again, Brian Wu, they're just making sure that everything is okay after the MRI. Today was supposed to be Luis Castillo, but I like the decision of going with Emerson Hancock here today since the lineup isn't as good. If we end up getting the sweep on the White Sox, great. We already won the first three, and then we're going to save Luis Castillo for the Texas Rangers tomorrow. I like the move, and it also gives an opportunity for Emerson Hancock to prove that he deserves to be on the staff. Otherwise, we'll have to send him back down to AAA and see what he's got dealing and wheeling later on. Let's go, baby. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. I love you and appreciate you. Let's shoot for 30 to 50 likes and 100 in donos like we always do. And like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you're taking care of your mental health. Addiction, depression, anxiety, these are things that a lot of us go through on the daily or have gone through in the past. And it's tough, right? It's hard to be able to get out of the gutter and the darkness once you start slipping. And once you start slipping into the darkness, it's really hard to get out. But if you know what makes you tick and you can make minor adjustments to your daily routine, and if you don't have a daily routine that's positive, start one. You'd be really surprised if you make minor adjustments to your daily routine. You can help yourself win the day. What that means is exercise, maybe eat a little bit better, go for a walk, spend time with friends and pets, listen to music. You do these little things each day and you'd be surprised on how much better you're going to feel at the end of the day. Big fact. Let's go, baby. Matt in the building. What's good? Let's get to 100 in donos. Your boy's got plenty of bills to pay. Let's go. And let him know. Like, subscribe, donate, help your boy out. And if you do have a Twitter/X account, do your boy a solid and like and retweet the stream so that way we can get more people here in the building to join the NWSF. Let's go. Sarah in the building. What's good? How are you? Father's Day this weekend. So this is the upcoming schedule. I actually did talk to my dad today. So we're doing this game here tonight at 6:30 Pacific, trying to win 4 in a row and get the brooms out and get the sweep. Then we start a 3-game set against the Texas Rangers. Tomorrow it's going to be on Apple TV exclusive at 7 o'clock. So we're going to be streaming at 7 p.m. Pacific. On Saturday, we're going to be streaming on Fox. It's a global broadcast at 4 o'clock. And then on Sunday, they have a rubber match for Father's Day. It's sold out in Seattle, and it's on at 1:10. And the Dodgers are also on at 1:10. So I'm going to go to my dad's house at his property. We're going to have a barbecue, hamburgers, hot dogs, ribs, tips, the whole fixins. I'm going to bring Paisley Pup up there to meet up with my dad's pup, Lucas, so they can run around and have a good time. So we're not going to have a stream on Father's Day, but I'll be right back at it, obviously, on Monday or Tuesday for the next Mariner game, or if we have something else that we can do on Monday, if there is a day off, we're going to handle that. But no stream on Sunday. So that way I can hang out with the dada, with the pops, and spend some quality time watching the Mariners and the Dodgers at the same damn time. Megan in the building, how are you? I hope you're feeling a little bit better. Let's go. Let's get it, baby. Luis Robert Jr., Julio Rodriguez, Emerson Hancock on the mound. Again, 3-3 record, an ERA of 5.24. Kind of what you would expect a five-hole pitcher typically to have across the board, across the whole major leagues. You know, someone that's not great, but maybe not terrible, around 500. But you could say that for every pitcher on the Mariners staff right now besides Brian Wu, obviously being 3-0 and having an ERA of 1. And his ERA is the highest out of any pitcher on the squad coming up from AAA with a 5.24 ERA. So I'm hoping that he only gives up 3 to 4 runs, and I'm hoping that we can get 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. But with this kind of C-minus D lineup, it might be difficult. This is the best pitcher that they have on their side that's won a third of their games, 6 wins out of 17. So we have to see, you know, if we're going to be able to hit on Garrett Crochet or not. 6-5 record. Right, 3.33 ERA. So with that being said, we might not have any hits or any home runs until after he goes out, maybe in the 6th inning. So it might be very, very low scoring like some of the other games that we have seen, but I'm hoping for a little bit of luck and we can get a few RBIs and hits right out of the gates. First pitch for Emerson Hancock to Nicky Lopez for a strike. 0-1 count. Let's go, baby. Popped up. Should be a routine play. We got 3 conversion. Get that conversion, baby. There we go. No fly zone. Julio Rodriguez, 1 away. Flied out to center. Next up for the White Sox, first baseman Andrew Vaughn. Let's go, Emerson. We're going to need you today. Hopefully he's lights out, but if he ends up giving up 3, 4, 5 runs, I don't think anyone would be shocked. We just need to make sure that if he ends up having an average or bad day, that the bats at some point come alive, even if it's only 7th, 8th, and 9th inning like we have been in the first 3 games. 1-0 pitch to Vaughn. Pitches outside, 2-0 count. But remember, again, you know, Emerson Hancock is a AAA pitcher, and we've only brought him up because Brian Wu was hurt at the beginning of the year. So he would still be in AAA for the Tacoma Rainiers if Wu didn't have that injury. Vaughn popped up. Out of play. Law clear. Just got a piece of that, and it got out of his mitt. He was in foul territory there. Count remains 2-1. We don't want to get any injuries. Let's go. Two-one pitch to Vaughn from Hancock. There we go. Nice pitch. But the nice thing about Emerson Hancock, even though he's maybe not ready for the bigs, the major leagues just yet, he got enough experience, with 6 games, 3 wins, 3 losses. And that's kind of what you would have expected, from a guy like him. You would hope that he'd win at least half of his matchups that he's had. You don't want to have a guy like 0-6 as your 5-hole pitcher. So 3-3 isn't too bad. I mean, if he actually was 4-2 or better, it would be very, very shocking. But again, this will give him a chance to be able to get his record above 500 before we send him back down to the Tacoma Rainiers. And if there's any type of injury or setback to Brian Wu in the future, then they can bring Hancock up again in the 5-hole. Let's go, baby. Luis Robert Jr. on deck. Vaughn crushes that one. Back, all the way to the warning track. Victor Robles is there. 2 away. Nice job, Victor. Next up for the White Sox, center fielder, Luis Robert Jr. And if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. Let's try to get to 20 likes within the first hour, and then we'll try to shoot for 40 or 50 by the time the stream ends. 196 average, 6 homers, 9 ribbies for Luis Robert Jr. this season. STL in the building. What's good? Pitches outside. 1-1 count. Army in the building. What's good? Sorry to hear that. Yeah, it seems like there has been some unfortunate things that have happened with some of our key components here on the channel. And again, prayers up, for anyone that has lost a family member recently, or if it's been a minute, and again, it's very, very tough, when that happens. You just got to try to be able to stay as positive as you possibly can, which is easier said than done. Little chopper, throw to first. Locklear got him. 3 up and 3 down. Army in the building. How are you? Nice job by Emerson Hancock. Not to give up anything there in the first inning. Good sign. And again, this game is going to go 2 ways. It's either going to be extremely low scoring, and the final score is going to be like 1-0, 2-1, and maybe the Mariners can find a way to win late, right? Or it's going to be a game where each pitcher or one of the 2 pitchers, because I would assume that, I can't say for sure, but I would assume that Crochet is going to pitch better than Hancock. I mean, he's got 6 wins. He's 6-5. He's got a third of their total wins since they're 17-52. 5 wins and 29 losses on the road. But out of the 17 total wins, Garrett's got 6 of them. So I would assume he'll probably be pretty lights out until the 6th inning. And then we're going to have to see where we're at. And hopefully we're not down by more than a run or 2 at that point. Hopefully we have the lead or we're tied. But if we're down, let's say 2-0 going into the 7th inning, hopefully we can come back at that point and win 3-2. But I don't really think that this is going to be a very high-scoring game. If both teams get over 5 runs, I would be shocked. There's a possibility that maybe one team gets there, and I don't know if that's going to be Seattle with this kind of C-, D+ lineup if you're looking at it. So at the top of the lineup, Crawford, Moore, Julio, Garv, Haniger, and then you got Locklear, Robles, Bliss, and Zavala. So you don't really know what you're going to be getting out of those guys, and I would assume that Locklear and Bliss will get something. Maybe Robles and Zavala will be, I don't want to say both guys are going to go 0 for 4, but there's a good possibility. But hopefully out of those guys from the 6th to the 9 hole, we get at least a couple hits out of Locklear and Bliss to make up for Robles and Zavala. But like I tell people, sometimes when you look at the lineup and it looks shitty, sometimes those lowest guys on the lineup card, end up surprising you. And sometimes they end up being the hero. So I'm not saying that Robles is going to go 0-4, Sebi Zavala is going to go 0-4, even though he hasn't played in a long time. But he might end up being, maybe an unsung hero or a key component to us winning here tonight. You never know. Next up, in the box here, in the bottom of the first, shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Go, JP. Let's start it off. When JP and Julio get going early, then the rest of the team gets going early. Big swing and a miss. 1-1 count. But it's going to be tough on Garrett Crochet. He's very good for this particular team. I'm doing good, man. Trying to go for the sweep. We got the Texas Rangers in a 3-game set. They're below 500. Big swing and a miss for JP. 1-2 count. I'm going to be able to do the game on Apple TV tomorrow at 7. Fox Global broadcast at 4 o'clock on Saturday. And then I'm going to take the day off and watch the Mariners and the Dodgers play at my dad's house and celebrate a little Father's Day with him with a little barbecue. 1-2 pitch to Crawford. Got him. Big punch out to JP. And don't be surprised if Garrett Crochet ends up getting 8, 9, 10 Ks tonight. I almost would bank on it. Big whiff from JP, 1 away. Next up, coming back from paternity leave, a new daddy, third baseman. It's Demo Dylan Moore. Go, Dylan. It's kind of crazy. We thought that the NHL Stanley Cup Finals and NBA Finals might be a little bit better, but if Florida ends up winning, this has been a terrible NHL ending. The NBA is worse because we already know the NBA is the worst, out of the 4 major sports. NHL is better than the NBA, and then you got the MLB and the NFL. Even college football is better. But again, if we end up getting Florida in 4 and Boston in 4, the Florida in 4 isn't as bad. Maybe a little shocking to Edmonton fans and hockey fans. But as far as the NBA is concerned, I'm telling y'all, as much as people love Luka, he's terrible on defense. And again, if you can't play 2 ways, you get fucking embarrassed, and that's exactly what's happening. You know, Luka might end up being a top 5, top 10 player offensively, but as you have seen, he's gotten exposed. All he does is bitch, moan, and complain to the refs. He doesn't get back on defense, and now that's why they're down 3-0 instead of being down possibly 2-1, and they have 0% chance of coming back. Big swing and a miss, second K for Crochet. You know, but it is what it is. You know, I think this might be the shittiest, you know, NBA season that we've seen in the last 20 years. And no disrespect to Boston fans and Celtic fans, you know, but you had a very easy path. Everyone that you played in the playoffs was, you know, pretty much hurt. And the ratings are uber low. Like, this is the lowest the NBA ratings have ever been. And there's a reason, because the product is fucking terrible. You know, NHL is better, MLB is better, NFL is better, college football is better, hell, wrestling is better. So, you know, I'm kind of ready for Boston just to get it over with, so I don't have to hear any more about the NBA. Big swing and a miss for Julio, behind in the count, 0-2. Crochet's trying to retire the side here early. Golly. JP, strikeout. Demo, strikeout. Julio, one more strike, and he'll be retiring the side, pacing himself for 18 Ks if he goes 6 innings. And we know he's not going to strike out every individual. 0-2 pitch. Pitch is high, 1-2 count. But this has been probably the worst NBA season that I have seen from beginning to end, you know, in the last 20 years. And ratings are down for a reason. And I'm excited for it to end so that way we can focus more just on baseball, wrestling, and obviously getting back to the NFL. Throw to first off that little dribbler. Got him. 3 up and 3 down. Not exactly what we wanted there in the top of the first and the bottom of the first, but we're still knotted up here at 0. But let's be honest, I mean, not very many people are watching. Like, I tuned in for game 1, but after I watched game 1, I mean, that's about it. You know, like I said, it's been a very unentertaining, boring playoffs. You know, but at least the NHL up to the Stanley Cup final was very, very good. But I think that most people thought Edmonton would, you know, keep it close. But if they lose today and they go down 3-0, you know, maybe they'll be able to win one game, and maybe it'll be like Florida 4, Edmonton 1, you know, but... You know, same thing with Dallas. You would think Dallas will get some home court calls, and they'll win at least one game. You would think the refs are going to try to push it and, you know, call it in favor for that particular team, because every game that you go past 4, there's more money to be made, right? And it's all about money in sports as well, right? With sports betting and profits. So don't be surprised if the series gets extended, you know, for the Stanley Cup final or the NBA finals. But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, I like that. Lauren got a new hat. New Mariner hat, looking good. Like that. Army, thank you so much for the like and the retweet there on the Twitter/X. I appreciate you. End of the first inning, 0-0. Let's go to the top of the second. See who's up for Chicago. But I don't know. Just have never been so uninterested in the NBA, you know, and it already started kind of going downhill 5-6 years ago, but then it seems like every year it gets worse and worse and worse. So, I mean, again, if you're an NBA fan, God bless you, but you'll never see me watching that shit ever again. Very sporadically, if at all. Next up for the White Sox, DHing for Chicago, Gavin Sheets. Batting second in the 5-hole, left fielder Andrew Benintendi. And batting third, shortstop Paul DeJong. Top of the second, 0-0 White Sox and Mariners. Hancock, nice pitch inside. Big swing and a miss for Sheets, 1-1 count. But it kind of reminds me like when we had COVID and then like the Lakers ended up winning that, you know, COVID bullshit championship where no one really cared. You know, I feel like, you know, Boston fans love it, but other than that, they're the only ones that are excited about it. There we go. Pop up to Robles, 1 away. I like that. Sorry, Gavin. Not today. Next up, the former Red Sox left fielder, Andrew Benintendi. We got 65 people in the building. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. Try to get to 20 likes within the first hour, and let's shoot for 30 to 50. Pitch is outside. 2-0 count. We're behind the 8 ball. We got 28 people in the room on the YouTube side, only 11 likes. So for the other 17 people that haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do, because the other 30 plus people that are watching, they don't have a like button over on the Twitter/X side. So we're going to need that support from the people that are watching on YouTube. It would greatly be appreciated. Top of the second, 0-0 for the White Sox and the Mariners. 1 out, 2-1 pitch from Hancock to Benintendi. Big swing and a miss. 2-2 count. Career 271 average, 82 homers, 447 ribbies with 962 hits for the former Red Sox. Cy Young and Satchel Paige, I like it. Obviously Edgar and Jr. great, but old school guys, that's awesome. Pitch is high from Hancock to Benintendi. Count is full, 3-2 count. Eight more likes to get to 20. We've got 35 minutes to do that. Let's get there. We've been getting some really good support. You know, the views, the subs, you know, the shares, everything has been going up. I would have never thought in a million years that the Chicago White Sox series would give us that boost, but all the games have been very competitive, very, very late. And the Mariners have had to come up with some big comebacks, pitches inside, and he walked Benintendi. But again, you know, we had 1,900 views in game one, you know, and then a good solid 800 or 900 in game two. With the Cal Raleigh thumb, we broke over 1,000. And I'm not really sure what we're going to get here today, but I assume we'll get around 800 or more. And if we can start consistently getting, you know, 800, 900, 1,000 or more, then you're going to start seeing the channel go to another level. Next up for the Chicago White Sox, Paul DeJong, the former Cardinal. Two for 4 on Tuesday, 0 for 3 last night. 236 average, 13 homers, 28 ribbies for Paul DeJong. Top of the second, 0-0. Runner at first with 1 away. DeJong crushes that. Right to Robles. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. 2 away. Nice job, Victor. As long as you're not doing that dumb shit like you did in your first game where you jumped off 1 foot trying to be all cocky and then you had the ball in your mitt and it fell out. So as long as you're not doing shit like that, we're good. DeJong flied out to left to Victor Robles. Next up for the White Sox, right fielder, Oscar Colas. And again, this might end up being, you know, pretty low scoring until the 6th inning. That wouldn't shock me at all. But I hope if it ends up being low scoring, I hope we are the team that ends up getting the sweep. So that way we have good momentum going in against the Texas Rangers in a 3-game set. Even if that means we only win 1-0 or 2-1, I'll take it. 1-0 pitch, runner goes, chop foul. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Thursday. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. We got 72 in the room. Let's go, baby. Let's go, buddy. Let's get the brooms out. It's going to be tough, though. It's their best pitcher. 6-5 record, and he's got 6 wins out of their 17 total. So I wouldn't expect a lot of hits. I wouldn't expect any home runs until he goes out, and we'll be lucky if we get anything RBI-wise or hit-wise. You know, unless we can get into a good flow. And again, if you look at the lineup, it's our worst lineup that we've had in a few weeks. It's like a C- D+ lineup. And you got Hancock on the mound instead of Castillo because we pushed his start till tomorrow against the Texas Rangers, which is smart. You know, that's what I would have done. Because you don't want to have Castillo go out here with a D lineup and then end up getting a loss to his record. For Hancock, we're going to move him back down to AAA probably after this start, or until Brian Wu is ready. But good experience for Hancock to go against the White Sox. Give him a chance to go above 500. And there's the first hit for Oscar Colas. Runners at first and second. Come on, Emerson. You can't give up more than 3 to 4 runs. And, you know, if you give up more than that, we're not going to win because we're going to have a hard time with this particular pitcher. And 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits has not really been something that we've been able to do. But we've been good in extra inning games, 1-run games. We are like the best in Major League Baseball, and we are the comeback kids. Game 1 on Monday, we came back from 4-0 and we won 8-4. Tuesday, we won 4-3, being down 3-2. And yesterday, we ended up winning 2-1 in 10. Next up, Corey Lee, the catcher. Let's go, baby. 260 average, 5 homers, 16 ribbies for Corey Lee. 5 for 11 this series. Corey Lee batting almost 500. Chop foul. Let's go, baby. Runners at first and second in the top of the second. 1-1 pitch to Lee. Right there. Force out to second, and we leave 2 stranded. Nice job, Mariners. Way to help Emerson Hancock out. There we go. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning and see who's up here for the Mariners. Hopefully Emerson only gives up like a run or 2, but realistically, probably 3 to 5 runs is what he'll end up giving up unless he starts getting in the zone. Next up for the Mariners, batting cleanup, DHing for Seattle, Mitch Garver. And Garver was terrible in April and May besides this big walk-off that he had in the end of April. But in June, he's been great. So we want to make sure we keep that momentum going with Mitch Garver. Batting second this inning in the 5-hole, the hero with the key RBI to win the game last night in game number 3 in the set, right fielder Mitch Haniger. Cal Raleigh, hero in game 1. Cal Raleigh, hero in game 2. Mitch Haniger, hero in game number 3. And batting third, playing first base for Ty France with that heel fracture, Tyler Locklear. And I do like Locklear and Ryan Bliss. I mean, we'll see how long and how much playing time each individual gets. But, I know Ty France and Jorge Polanco are like bigger names, but I wouldn't even mind if we ended up going with like Bliss, and going with Locklear. And I know Ty France is going to get the nod over Locklear because obviously he's got more experience and whatnot. But going with Ryan Bliss over Polanco, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what Polanco looks like once he comes back healthy, and if he ends up, being the same person that he was before he got hurt, and he loses his job, or he actually steps up and can be an asset to this team and not a liability. This is going to be tough, like I mentioned. Out of the 17 total wins, Garrett Crochet, he's the man, and he's already been very, very hot. 1 inning pitch, no hits, no earned runs, no walks, 2 Ks, almost had 3 to start off the inning. Pacing himself right now for 12 Ks. Best pitcher on the White Sox. 1-0 pitch. Garver, chop to third, throw to first. 1 away. Next up for Seattle, right fielder, the hero last night, Mitch Haniger. Bring that electricity, baby. Let's go. We got 80 people watching. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. Love you. Appreciate you. First pitch is high out of the zone, but called strike. 0-1 count. Pitch in the zone, right down the middle for strike number 2. We need 2 more likes to get to 20. 1 more like to get to 20. So we got 38 people on the YouTube side, another 40 on Twitter/X. Big swing and a miss, and there goes down Haniger. We need 1 more to get to 20. And we got 38 people on the YouTube side that actually have access to a like button. Let's go. It really helps out the analytics and the metrics. And when we get those type of numbers early and throughout the stream, it'll help with recommendations for people that are browsing the web on YouTube. So we can get more baseball fans to be a part of the NWSF. Next up, Tyler Locklear. Four-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour, first strike, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch is inside from Crochet to Locklear. 1-1 count. Come on, Tyler. Thank you so much, Megan. I appreciate you. You've definitely been the key component of holding it down for us, for the likes and the shares and the donos. I really appreciate you. And again, I totally understand if you can't do anything today because you've been holding it down, respectively, almost solo by yourself in the last few days. So thank you so much for all of the love and support that you have been giving and have been giving from the very start. Love you and appreciate you. Pitch is inside, 2-2 count. First Major League Baseball hit and RBI Sunday against the Royals for Tyler Locklear. 2-2 pitch, Crochet to Locklear, got him. Man, Crochet is on fire right now. So good, Tyler. We'll get him next time. Let's go to the top of the third inning, and we're knotted up at 0, kind of pacing like it might be a pretty low-scoring matchup. Hopefully we find a way to get things going at some point, but we'll probably have to wait for Garrett to get out of the game and then see where we're at. Hopefully we're not down by more than 2 runs, in the 7th inning, and we'll have 7th, 8th, and 9th to probably make up, for what Garrett has done to us in the first 6 innings. All right, let's see who's up next here in the top of the third for the Chicago White Sox. Garrett, I see you. Leading off for Chicago in the top of the third baseman, Denny Mendick. Back at the top of the order, 0 for 1, second baseman, Nicky Lopez. And batting third, 0 for 1, first baseman, Andrew Vaughn. It's pretty hilarious, though. Like I kept telling people years ago, with all the evaluations, and how the NFL and the media like to hype up, every single quarterback. And like I told you guys, even back then, you're probably only going to get 1 or 2, out of the 5 that are going to be good. Even though everyone gets so excited for, new quarterbacks coming in to shitty teams. And at the end of the day, Trevor Lawrence is the only quarterback that didn't get traded out of the 5. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, and Trey Lance. And so, looking at it when they first came in, there was a lot of promise. But even Trevor Lawrence isn't a top 10 quarterback. He's somewhere between 11 and 15, and he has a chance to be a top 10 quarterback year in and year out, if he can improve his statistics and be a little bit more consistent, touchdown to interception ratio and whatnot. But he's not that far off. He's probably sitting 11, 12, 13. I would take him on Tampa Bay. But again, got a massive contract here today. And sometimes you got to be able to take care of your investment, even if it might have been a little bit too much. But again, they have the money to spend, and they have no other option. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to make sure they take care of their guy. Remember, they've had guys like Blake Bortles and a lot of other shitty quarterbacks in the past. So sometimes if you feel like, okay, this guy, he might not be elite, he might not be great, but he definitely is one of the top 16 quarterbacks in the NFL. And if you feel he's like 10, 11, 12, 13, somewhere in there, you got to pay the guy sometimes a little bit more. Like maybe he's a top 8 quarterback in money. So Jay Buhner in the booth. Oh, what a catch by Demo at third. There we go. Danny Mendick lined out to third by an amazing defensive play by Demo. Demo, I see you. Coming back from paternity leave. He's a daddy, baby. Sorry, Danny, not today. Next up for the White Sox, second baseman, Nicky Lopez. And another reason why I love me some Big Dumper and Cal Raleigh. He was the only one that ended up, signing up for, the shave head promotion for Jay Buhner that they've been doing now for 8 years. And I kind of had a feeling it was going to be him. He is the ultimate team player. He had plenty of hair. He wasn't, going bald or had a receding hairline. He's just the ultimate team guy, and he has been the MVP for the Seattle Mariners this year. Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. 1-1 pitch. Chopper from Lopez. Throw to first. Got him. 2 away. There we go. Lopez grounded out to J.P. Crawford. I like that. Throw to Tyler Locklear. 2 away. Next up, first baseman, Andrew Vaughn. 0 for 1. Let's make it 0 for 2. I like Gino. Again, he might be a little bit older, right? Than Trevor Lawrence. But I would rather have Gino than Trevor Lawrence, believe it or not. Back, gone! And there goes Andrew Vaughn with a solo dinger. But again, we know Gino doesn't have too much time left. He probably only has, 2 to 4 years left. But if I had a choice between, Gino right now, but it would have to be Gino on your team. Like if Gino just goes to any team, he might not be as good. But Gino on Seattle, in that particular scenario, I like, better than Trevor Lawrence. How much better? Maybe not by too much, but I think I would put Gino, maybe 1 or 2 spots higher than Trevor Lawrence. So if Trevor Lawrence is like the 13th best quarterback, Gino will have the ability to be somewhere between 10, 11, or 12. And then if he ends up overachieving, maybe Gino could be like the number 9 quarterback or number 8 if he has a fantastic year in this new offense. But I don't think maybe as good as top 5. I don't think he's that good, but I think somewhere between 8 through 12 for Gino, and then Trevor Lawrence is more 10 to 15 for me. So I think both can lead their teams to the playoffs, but again, it's all going to be about coaching, who's going to be healthy, and obviously you guys having a brand new system with a new coaching staff, it'll be a kind of a wait and see process. Luis Robert Jr. back, gone. Holy shit. Back-to-back home runs given up by Emerson Hancock. Send him to AAA now. Golly. Andrew Vaughn, solo dinger. Luis Robert Jr., solo dinger. And the Mariners are looking at hitters. I just don't want it to give up 3 top 100 prospects for Luis, but nice job, Luis Robert Jr. And there's the 2 runs already. 2-0 White Sox. That's what happens when you have a pitcher that's not very good. Next up for the White Sox, DHing for Chicago, Gavin Sheets. Now let's make sure that this isn't a back-to-back home run situation. We're already hitting them with the Drake, the back-to-back. I don't want to see back-to-back, damn it. Judah in the building, what's good? Zach in the building, what's good? Julio back there in center field. And the damage is done. Good inning for the Chicago White Sox right there by Andrew Vaughn, solo dinger, and Luis Robert Jr. And obviously the main thing about him is injuries. He can't stay healthy. But one thing is for sure, he can hit. Just like Vlad Jr. and Bo Bichette, and that's why these guys, as well as Pete Alonso, are going to be on the market. And the Mariners need hitters. We need to be able to get someone to add to the roster, and I'm not really sure out of those 4 who I would want the most. But definitely the eyeballs are on Luis Robert Jr., and I know Seattle is one of the 6 teams that is looking at him. If we could give up 1 top 100 prospect like a Harry Ford, and like a shitty prospect, and then we get Luis Robert Jr. or 2 shitty prospects, I would do it. But I don't want to give up 3 of our top 100, out of the 8 guys that we have to get him. I mean, that might be a little bit too much, again, because it's not like we're in a position necessarily where we're going to go all the way to the World Series this year. We could overachieve. It's possible we make the ALDS, ALCS, and World Series. We might be a couple years away, but I'm not sure if I want to, kind of just sell the whole farm system just for this year. And then if we end up trading for a guy like Luis Robert Jr. and we sell the whole farm away, is he going to stay with us? Or is it just like a 3 or 4 month rental and then he's gone to another team? Something that we have to be able to look at analytically, statistically, and obviously with the logistics of it as well. So 2-0 White Sox, not ideal, but it is what it is. Hancock, boo. All right, let's see who's up here next for the Seattle Mariners. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. We got 90 people in the room watching. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. If you got a Twitter/X account and you're watching there, hit the like and the retweet button. Help us get more people in the stream. And if you're on the YouTube side, you have the ability to like, share, donate. Make sure you're hitting that like button so that way we can get to 50 likes tonight, or at least as close to 50 as possible. Next up for the Mariners in the bottom of the 3rd, down 2-0, Victor Robles. Let's go, Victor. 1-0 pitch into the dirt from Crochet, 2-0 count. I like JD Martinez. When he was on the Dodgers, I was very jealous because he was like that everyday DH, like Edgar Martinez. You never had to worry about the position. Like you knew every day at DH, Robles, back to the wall. Go to 2. There we go. Stand up double by Victor Robles. But there we go. I like that, Victor. But Yeah, I do like JD Martinez a lot. Yes, he's a little older as well, but that's a guy that you can plug in at the DH spot and then never have to worry about it. And that is a name that, I don't think has been talked about too much. It's been more like Brent Rooker, Vlad Jr., Luis Robert Jr., Bo Bichette, Pete Alonso, and whatnot. Judah in the building. What's good? Your guess is as good as mine, Kevin. 1-0 pitch. Pitch is outside to Ryan Bliss. 2-0 count. We got Dave Buhner in the booth. Yeah. NHL Stanley Cup Finals starting to get boring like the NBA Finals. I mean, it's going to be great for your Boston Celtics to be able to get the championship, but as far as like ratings are concerned and like excitement, it's been pretty boring. Not boring for you and Boston Celtic fans, but for everyone else in the world, it's been pretty boring. And I think that the Edmonton Oilers fans are a little shocked, too, that they're getting their ass kicked. But I already kind of thought that Florida was going to win. They got there the year before. They didn't win. And you kind of felt like sometimes you got to lose before you win. Same thing with the Celtics. Sometimes you got to, taste that, taste of defeat first. And then you get back to the championship the second time around. And then you win it all. And that's what we're going to be getting here out of the Boston Celtics and the Florida Panthers. Bottom of the third, 2-0 White Sox. Runner at second, Victor Robles, 3-2 count to Ryan Bliss. 3-2 pitch from Crochet to Bliss. Got him. 1 away. 5 strikeouts from Crochet. He's pacing for 10, 11, 12. Next up for the Mariners, backup catcher, Sebi Zavala, who hasn't played a game, and it feels like a month and a half. First pitch to Sebi on the corner for a strike, 0-1 count. I mean, I didn't think that the NHL Stanley Cup Final, I thought that one could go 6 or 7 games. So, for it to possibly be over in 4 or 5, that's a little shocking. Because Edmonton was a good team this year, but Florida, Sergei Bobrovsky, Kachuk, you just thought that, for me going in, I thought that, and then with the Dallas and Boston series, I didn't know Luka was like the worst defender on planet Earth in basketball. Yeah, he's got offensive skills, but if you ever want to win a championship, right, you're going to have to fucking play defense, and he's absolutely terrible. I have never seen a superstar as good as him on offense be so fucking terrible on defense. And he's definitely going to lose a lot of fandom, based on him whining, bitching, complaining to the refs. I think people are going to start looking at him in another light where it's like, yeah, you're a great scorer and you're a good one-on-one player, but then you might end up getting the tag of being kind of a ball hog and a greedy player that only plays on one side of the court, and you're not willing to play defense. He doesn't move his feet. He doesn't try to defend or box out. When a guy goes past him, he just stands there. It's kind of sad, but that's the state of where the NBA is at. It's the worst out of all 4 major sports by a lot. NHL, MLB, NFL, and college football are a billion times better. So it's just kind of a, and there goes Sebi Zavala, and he's bitching and moaning. But again, that it is what it is. The NBA was trash during the regular season, and then it's got the worst ratings that it's gotten in like the last 20 years. And there's a reason, because the product isn't fucking good, And even NBA diehard fans are saying that, If you're like kind of like on the fence, you're not watching. Even diehards are saying that this sucks. It's not fun. I mean, it's fun for the team that wins the championship for you and Celtic fans, but even Celtic fans are like, like this is it. Like it kind of feels like the Laker COVID championship that was kind of bullshit. Like you guys aren't really going to get your true flowers for winning the championship because you guys had such an easy route to get there. All the superstars that you played were hurt, so it was almost like a freebie championship. You're going to get credit for the championship, but it's like I feel that the outsiders are going to be like, you guys didn't really earn it, even though you did, but you didn't, because you didn't really play the top tier talent in the Eastern Conference to get there. All the players you played were hurt. For the elite players, they were injured. 1-1 pitch from Crochet to JP Crawford. 1-2 count. I did see that. And it's a small world. You know, you never know. Like Matthew Stafford and Clayton Kershaw, you know, pitcher for the Dodgers, quarterback for the Rams. Like sometimes these guys end up going, you know, to the same junior high or high school. It's pretty cool. Bottom of the third, 2-0 White Sox. Jay Buhner in the booth. Crochet on the mound. Wheeling and dealing with 6 Ks already. And JP Crawford 0 for 1 with a K. Let's go, JP. I mean, I tried watching the NBA Finals. I watched Game 1, and that was it. You know, but again, like if the overall product was better, yeah, you know, I would maybe try to, you know, get in there, but I'm not sure if the NBA will ever be as good as it was back in the 80s and 90s. I highly doubt it. It's just going to keep getting worse and worse because the players are too lazy and they only worry about Instagram and their branding. Popped up for JP. Should be an easy routine play here. 3 up and 3 down. 2-0 Chicago at the end of the third inning. Let's go to the top of the fourth. And if you are just tuning in the previous inning in the top of the third, Andrew Vaughn homered to center 402 feet. 1-0 Chicago, and literally the next batter, Luis Robert Jr., who has been hot against Seattle, homered to center as well, 413 feet, and it went back to back, and the score is 2-0 White Sox. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. We got 92 people in the room. Let's try to get to 30 likes here. By the time we get to 1 hour, we got 9 minutes to go. 92 people in the room. And make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health. You know, we go over this multiple times in the stream. And again, it's difficult. You know, depression, anxiety, you know, addiction. A lot of people are going through these problems either now or have in the past. So if you feel like you're slipping into the darkness, make some minor adjustments to your daily routine. Exercise a little bit more. Go for a walk. Don't eat as much fast food. Maybe have a home-cooked meal. You know, listen to music. Hang out with friends. Make sure you're making time with your pets. You know, making these minor adjustments to your daily routine can help you climb out of the darkness quicker so you can end up winning the day. Let's go. Got 46 people watching on the YouTube side, another 40 plus on the Twitter/X. Where are we at on the likes? We're at 25. We're behind the 8 ball. Now we're at 26. So we need 4 more to get to 30. We got 44 people in the room on the YouTube side that have an ability to like the stream, and then the other 40 plus that are watching on Twitter do not. So if you are watching, do your boy a solid, smash the like button. We need 4 more people out of the 44 to smash the like button, and we'll be at 30. Let's go. Oh, absolutely. They're going to make a move at the deadline. It might not be for the player that a lot of Mariner fans want, you know, depending on, you know, how much you're watching. But again, names like Pete Alonso from the Mets, Luis Robert Jr. here from the White Sox, as well as Bo Bichette and Vlad Jr. from Toronto Blue Jays are going to be supposedly available. So, and we need hitters. Outfielder in left field or right field, someone that can hit, you know, and again, you know, we can always add another pitcher in the bullpen. That would be nice. And we added a couple guys today, you know, just, you know, bringing some guys over, but not really big names. But knowing the Mariners, it'll probably be some no-name guy like Mike Smith, you know, that no one's ever heard of, that's on some shitty team that's batting like 290, and they're going to think that that's good enough for the Mariners to add to the roster to make it, you know, either to the World Series, ALDS, or ALCS, but, you know, we'll wait and see. But I mean, since we're 10 games above 500, this is the best record we've had in 21 years. We're 40-30. We're going to win the AL West. We are going to win 90 to 95 wins. If we get extremely hot in July and August, there's a chance for 95 to 100. But I think we will lose, you know, certain games that'll be close. So nice defense there by Locklear and company, one away. But I think 90 to 95 is what I predicted, and then Reflect predicted 105. I don't think we're going to be that good, but I think 90 to 95 wins, first place in the AL West. I think that will be enough to get it done. Good defense there. One away. Broken back for DeYoung. Should be a routine play. Wow, Hancock. Nice defense there. 2 away. Paul DeYoung. This little pop-up right in front of the pitcher. 2 away. Next up for the White Sox, right fielder, Oscar Colas. Don't get injured there, Hancock. Nice job, Emerson. We got 86 people watching. Yeah, well, you know that the Astros and Rangers are going to get hot at some point. You know, both of those teams, including the Angels and the A's, are all below 500. The Mariners are the only team in the AL West with an above 500 record, which is fucking crazy. You know, the last time that happened was like, long time ago. So again, we want to make sure that we're taking advantage of series that we do have an opportunity to sweep, and hopefully we can. We're already going to win 3 out of 4, maybe. Unless we can find a way to get 4 out of 4 and end up sweeping this team. But again, we're probably going to have to get 3 to 5 runs to do it, and I'm not sure if we're going to get it today. Chopper, JP. Tries to stop it there with the glove, and it rolls past him. Nice single there from Oscar Colas. Next up for the White Sox, catcher 0 for 1, Corey Lee, who's actually had a pretty good series against the Seattle Mariners so far. Jacob in the building. What's good? Oh, of course. Everyone in the room is an NFL fan. And I did see the new series Receiver is going to be dropping. Saw the preview for that this morning through Netflix. We ended up watching Quarterback with Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota. Fantastic. And I can't wait to be able to get into Receiver, even though they're going to have a tight end in it as well. It's going to be awesome. I mean, NFL is number 1 for most people. For me, NFL, college football, wrestling, and then obviously Major League Baseball. Those are going to be up there for me. Throw to first. Got him. There we go. Nice job by Demo. We're going to the Steelers home opener. Who do the Steelers play in the first game of the season? Let's go to the bottom of the 4th inning, 2-0 Chicago. Unfortunately, either quarterback isn't good enough for that team to do any damage long term, though. You're not going to get it out of Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. Again, you're going to get okay play from time to time, but they're not Ben Roethlisberger. If you're going to be able to be a dominant team like the Steelers were back in the day, you're going to have like a Ben Roethlisberger talent. So I highly doubt that the Steelers will make the playoffs. Especially in a division with the Cleveland Browns, even though I don't really like Deshaun Watson. Right? But the Cleveland Browns defense, the way that they play, you never know what you're going to get from them. One year they're going to make the playoffs and win 10 to 12 games. The next year they might only win 8 or 9, but they're always going to be kind of floating in the mix. And then you obviously look at who else is in the division with the Bengals and the Ravens, right? And they may, be kind of shaky from time to time injury-wise with Cincinnati and Joe Burrow. But if Burrow's healthy, they'll contend with the Ravens and Cleveland for the divisional crown. But, I wouldn't be shocked if Pittsburgh finishes in last, regardless if it's Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. Both of those quarterbacks really aren't that good. They're okay, but they're not great. I wouldn't want them on my favorite team, either one of them. Not trying to be a hater, but I just wouldn't want either one. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Let's see who's up for the Mariners. We got 90 people watching. We got about a minute and a half before 1 hour, and then we'll take a look to see where we're at on the lights. And then we're going to still wait for someone to help us out on the dono train, and hopefully we'll get a few people to help us out there. I got a lot of bills that I got to take care of, and hopefully we'll get a couple people to show some love and appreciation for all the hard work that I put in every single day. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1 with a K, third baseman, it's Demo Dylan Moore. Batting second this inning, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, DHing for Seattle, Mitch Garver. Let's go Mariners. Falcons week 1. Ooh. Falcons are going to be pretty good. I don't know who's going to be the best between the Falcons, Saints, and the Buccaneers, but I would probably think that, all three teams will be hovering, around that 8, 9, 10, 11 win range. One team might win 9, maybe the Saints, or 8, and then the Falcons and the Bucs are probably going to be sitting somewhere between 9, 10, 11 wins. 12 at the max, but that might be pushing it. I don't think that the teams are good enough to go 12-5, but maybe 11-6, for maybe Atlanta or Tampa Bay, or maybe both, But again, Atlanta's defense is not there yet. Their offensive line is pretty good. They got Kirk Cousins, right? But again, their defense is kind of bootios. Tampa's got the best team in the NFC South, so they may end up winning the division again with Baker, if they can stay healthy. But we'll wait and see. But I would assume it'll be Tampa Bay and Atlanta and New Orleans, and obviously the Carolina Panthers may end up being the worst team in football again. For I don't know how many years in a row. We had Jacksonville Jags be the worst team 2 years in a row. Carolina might end up being the worst team in the NFL for the foreseeable future. Julio Rodriguez grounded out to second, 2 away. Thank you, Megan. Zay in the building. What's good? I know. Thank you so much. I wish there would be other people that would be able to show some love like yourself. But thank you so much for holding it down. And you understand how hard I work and how many bills I have to take care of Paisley and just myself. So I do appreciate you. And maybe that'll start a dono train for some of the others coming in to help us out. Bang, bang. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. A little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. And you're a very selfless, giving person. And, I know that you go through a lot of these ailments and a lot of pain, physically and mentally, but what you do for this channel, it does not go unrecognized. Some of the people that are in the room, they just, see you as a mod and a heavy donator. But, to me, you are much more than that. And I really do appreciate not only the friendship and a lot of the similarities with Star Wars and collectibles, but just, being able to support and set the standard of what we need on this channel. So I appreciate you very, very much. Next up in the box, Mitch Garver, 2 count. Let me know what you want to do for photos. Popped up. 3 up and 3 down. This one has been pretty ugly for the Mariners, but again, Crochet, is their best pitcher. He's got 6 wins out of the total 17 for Chicago this year. So I kind of felt that the way that the game is going right now is exactly kind of what I thought would happen. I was just hoping that we wouldn't be down by any more than 2 by the 7th inning, and right now it's 2-0. Hopefully it stays that way, or we get at least a run or 2 to, catch up, but we might not be able to catch up until the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning. So end of the 4th inning, 2-0 Chicago. And if you're just tuning in to figure out how we got down 2-0, Andrew Vaughn homered to center in the top of the 3rd, 402 feet, 1-0 Chicago, right? And then right after him, literally the next batter, back-to-back home runs, Luis Robert Jr. homered to center, 413 feet, and now we're sitting at 2-0 Chicago. So they have 2 runs, 2 solo home runs, 4 hits total, no errors, and the Mariners, the comeback kids, 0 runs, 0 errors, and we only have 1 fucking hit so far. But again, Crochet is very, very good. 6-5 record, ERA of 3.33. They have 17 wins on the season. Crochet's got 6 of them. So I didn't really expect us to do a whole lot until he goes out. So it is what it is. All right, see who's up here in the top of the 5th for the Chicago White Sox. Leading off for the White Sox, 0 for 1, third baseman, Danny Mendick. Batting second, 0 for 2, second baseman, Nicky Lopez. And batting third with that solo dinger in the 3rd, 1 for 2 with a run and an RBI, first baseman, Andrew Vaughn. Yeah, but again, I think that sometimes when people, see people donate, of course, you want to be able to be recognized. You want to be heard. You want to feel special, and on some channels, the only way that you're going to actually get your name shouted out or called out or even recognized, whether they care about you or not, sometimes is just by a donation alone. But I like to be able to build rapport and get to know people. And, and it starts off as fans, and then it turns into friends, and then it turns into family. And again, it really does mean a lot. So, again, I feel that, with a YouTube channel, there's many ways that you can go about it, but you always want to make sure that you're recognizing the people that are helping you get to your goals. And you are one of those people. Mendick grounded out to the shortstop. J.P. Crawford to Locklear, one away. But I really do appreciate you more than you know. Yeah, bro, I saw your friend on Twitter/X that said Kansas State. Of course, that individual doesn't watch football, because why the hell would you say that? And that's a Duck fan saying that obviously doesn't watch anything besides Ducks. I saw that, and you commented, and you said Utah, and that's exactly what I said. So, again, there's different levels to fandom, and you can definitely tell with people if they only watch their favorite team or if they actually watch the whole thing, the whole shebang. Like, are you watching like 25 or 30 different teams? And for most college football fans, throw to first, got him. A lot of people are watching the top 25, and if your team isn't in the top 25, you're going to kind of, look around. And, for me, I watch just as much college football as NFL. I usually watch 3 to 4 full games on a Saturday. One in the morning, one in the afternoon, the Ducks, and then whatever the primetime game is on at like 5 o'clock, that showcase game. So, and then obviously if the Pac-12, which doesn't exist anymore, I would watch the Pac-12 network and I would spy on everyone. UW, USC, Utah. Now I'll have to spy on all the people in the Big Ten and go that route. But, it was one of those things, because the more that you know about college football, the smarter you're going to be at when you watch the NFL. You're going to be able to come up with better predictions, and you've been able to kind of see an athlete like develop before he takes the next step. And the more college football you watch, the more educated you're going to be, not only with your predictions, but just the overall landscape of football. Nice base hit up the middle there by Andrew Vaughn. No, it was the one that you responded to with the Utah thing when you guys were, it's probably not someone you know personally, but it was like off the Twitter/X, like another Duck fan. And he put like Kansas State. I was like, okay, this guy doesn't watch football at all. Why the hell would you say Kansas State? Like, they might be okay, but they're not going to be on the Utah level. And obviously that person doesn't know Cameron Rising or follow Utah football or understand how good Utah normally is. So again, people are always sleeping on teams from the Pac-12. And I feel like, these other conferences are going to be mad at all these, teams, UW, USC, UCLA, Oregon, Utah, and the Big 12, because they're going to get slapped in the mouth. If people think that it's just going to be Ohio State and Michigan and Penn State, they're going to be, they're going to find out real quick. And like I said, I like Oregon's chances to win the Big Ten in the first year. It'll either be us or Ohio State. And if we don't win it the first year, we're going to have a good chance winning it the second year or the third year. But the best 4 teams in college football, you're going to have Georgia, you're going to have Oregon, you're going to have Ohio State, and you're going to have Texas. And that's pretty clear. If you've watched the landscape of how it goes, those are going to be the best 4 teams. And then again, there'll be a few other teams behind them that will take over if there's injuries. But those are going to be the best 4 going into next year based off recruiting, the depth chart, who went to the NFL in the draft this year, and then the whole landscape moving forward based off bench. Top of the 5th, 2-0 Chicago. 1-2 pitch. Louise Robert Jr., dribbler, throw to first. Got him. We leave one stranded. Go to the bottom of the 5th, baby. Tough to say. Again, we're going against the White Sox best pitcher. We have like a D+ lineup today, so it's very hard to sweep. We haven't been able to sweep anybody in a 4-game series this year so far. We've gotten close, 3 out of 4, but we have swept the Reds and the Angels in a 3-game series. So I want to believe that we can come back late in games because we have, but it all depends if Scott Service is going to pinch hit guys in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, and we bring in guys like Cal Raleigh, to be able to rally late, and like Luke Raley, or if he decides to say, fuck it, and we're just going to play with the guys that we have, and then we're going to lose. and then we're going to go in and get the Texas Rangers, obviously, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's why Luis Castillo was supposed to pitch today, but they didn't want to waste the start on this shit team. They wanted to use him for the Rangers, which is smart, and that's why we have Emerson Hancock pitching. So my gut tells me we're going to lose today, but unless we make those adjustments and we get a couple guys to pinch hit, and we can get guys like Cal Raleigh, he's got a pinch hit for a few innings, as well as Luke Raley and maybe Hollywood Josh Rojas. So if we get those three guys to come in at some point in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, maybe we can have a chance to come back. But if they don't, and they keep the lineup exactly the same, we might get a 0. We might get a donut. We might get 1. So, I don't know. But we still have plenty of game left. We're halfway through. We're in the bottom of the 5th. But so far, we're not going to get anything on Crochet. We got to wait for him to go out. And then once he goes out, we'll have a chance. But we'll see. Next up for the Mariners, Mitch Haniga. But my gut tells me, if I was just like a bettings man, I would assume that we'll lose today. But I want us to win. It's not like I want us to fucking lose. I want to win. I want to get a fucking sweep. I want to go get the broom from my garage and dance around in the background, but I just don't think it's going to happen. But unless those moves are made. Haniger popped up to right field, 1 away. It's all good, Hanny. You were the hero yesterday. Next up for the Mariners, first baseman Tyler Locklear. And also, we would have to get production out of Locklear, Robles, Bliss, and Zavala. Someone out of that 4 has to step up. And if they all suck, then we're going to lose. But if we can get 1 or 2 of those guys to step up, we might have a chance late in the game. But again, if they climb up to 3 or 4 runs, it's over. We have to keep it at 2 runs or less, or we're not coming back. Not with this lineup. We're at 10, 90 to go. Locklear. Back. Oh! Gone, baby. There we go. And just on cue, I told y'all you got to have someone step up out of the 4. Tyler Locklear says, guess what? I'll step up. Big solo dinger, 366 feet. Almost got robbed by the outfielder, but he just missed it. 2-1 White Sox. Let's go. There we go, Tyler. Tyler filling in for Ty France. And again, when you look at the lineup, those are the guys that, are the big keys. Because if you look at the lineup card, no Rojas, no Cal Raleigh, no Luke Raley. You're like, fucking A, this lineup sucks ass, right? You got Locklear, who has potential. Robles is brand new. Bliss, brand new. Sebi Zavala hasn't fucking played a game in a month and a half as backup catcher because they put Mitch Garver there. So you don't expect really anything from Robles and Zavala, but if you get something, right, maybe we have a way. So, but there we go. We got a solo dinger there by Tyler Locklear to give us a chance. Now it's 2-1. And we got that home run, not in the 7th, not in the 8th, not in the 9th. We got it in the 5th. And our chances to come back and win the series and sweep improved 50% just off that home run. Pitch is low and into the dirt. And I guarantee the pitcher that they bring in after Crochet is going to be asked. So if we can, start to get a couple hits back to back to back, who knows? Maybe we can even get to 5 runs tonight. 1-1 pitch to Robles. Pitch in the zone for a strike, 1-2 count. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Hams. Locklear, baby. Strike out there for Victor Robles. True North Trident with the like and the share on the Twitter/X. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Next up for the Mariners, second baseman. Nice two-way player, even though he might only be 5'5" to 5'8", 165 pounds. But I like him. I like his personality. Ryan Bliss. Just all about, production. Can you get enough in the box, to be able to be worthwhile? I like his defense more than Polanco. But again, for him to take Polanco's job, he's got to be able to be a consistent hitter. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to get that out of him. I think Polanco, even though he was very hit or miss, Polanco is a better hitter at this stage of his career than Ryan Bliss because he just got called up from AAA. But as far as defender, I like Ryan Bliss more than Polanco. But we'll see what happens when Polanco comes back. Lauren with the retweet. Appreciate that. Shout out to Lauren, True North Trident, Army, Chow Mein, Matt, and Megan, and Sarah. Appreciate you guys. We got 86 people in the building. Bottom of the fifth, 2-1 White Sox. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Smash that like button, baby. Trying to get to 30 to 50 likes. Let's get there. 1-2 pitch from Crochet to Bliss. 9 Ks for Crochet. Crocheting our asses up. All right, let's take a look at the pitching stat line here real quick. Megan, let me know what you want to do for photos. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 9 Ks for Crochet. He's been wheeling, and he has been dealing. He's been money. And let's take a look at Emerson Hancock getting the start from AAA. See where his stat line is at. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 0 Ks. Not ideal, but there's a reason why that he's in AAA. Is that reason alone? You know, he's just not ready yet. But someone had to fill in. 2-1 White Sox. End of the fifth. Let's go to the top of the sixth. See who has up for Chicago. You want the regulars, Megan? Let me know. Next up for the White Sox, 0 for 2, DHing for Chicago, Gavin Sheets. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a base on ball, the former Red Sox left fielder, Andrew Benintendi. And batting third, 0 for 2, the former Cardinal, shortstop Paul DeYoung. Let's go Mariners. You want some Jim Zorn? You want some Pete Carroll? You want some Stephen? You let me know. USC. Okay, that sounds good. Good choice. Good choice. Let's do that. A lot of these ones won't fit the screen, but I'll get them prepped and then I'll throw them in here in between. Gavin Sheets in the box. One pitch to Sheets. Big swing and a miss. 1-2 count. I'm getting them prepped for you right now. And again, for whatever reason, most of them are kind of like oddball sizes and whatnot, but they're nice though. Top of the sixth, 2-1 White Sox. Emerson Hancock on the mound. Gavin Sheets in the box. Nice home run from Tyler Locklear last inning to give us a chance in this game. 2-2 pitch. Hancock to Sheets. Pitch is low and wild behind the plate. 3-2 count. Count is full. See if I can squeeze a couple of these in real quick. Old school Pete. Reggie Bush era. With the khakis. Matt Leinart. Let's go. Look at the hair. Three-two pitch. Pitches outside and he walked him. Sheets to first. Next up for Chicago, left fielder Andrew Benintendi. Wow, deflection. Benintendi reached on an infield single to second. Sheets to second. Runners now at first and second with no outs. We might have to pull Emerson Hancock this inning. See if I can squeeze in a couple more for you guys that are having a meeting on the mound. Wish more of the USC stuff was like fitting, the full screen, but hey, it is what it is. There you go. Appreciate you. Next up for the White Sox, Paul DeYoung. 0 for 2. Let's make it 0 for 3. We need a double play desperately here. DeYoung popped up. Robles is there, one away. Top of the 6, runners at first and second with one away, 2-1 White Sox. What's good, brother? Nice, I'm going to have to watch that as well. Bridgerton. I'm almost done with Sons of Anarchy. I still got like a season and a half, and then I'll be done. Season 6, season 7, and then boom, I'm done with it. And then I can move on to another show. Top of the 6, 2-1 White Sox. Oscar Colas in the box, popped up. Should be a routine play here. 2 away. Ryan Bliss, nice job. Oscar Colas, retired. Next up, catcher Corey Lee. Oh, nice. No problem. Oh, I love him. Tig is awesome. Like I said, everyone in the show has their own type of personality and whatnot, and you can definitely tell the people that are like loyal to the soil. Ooh, and he just hit Corey Lee. Now we have bases loaded. We might have to pull him. But I like everybody in the show. I was just really surprised on Clay just being so fucking disloyal, you know what I mean? But after watching like a couple seasons, you could kind of start to see it, you know what I mean? But like with Mayans, they were definitely more loyal to the people in the crew, unless they ended up seeing like, real serious shit that you needed to get, off for if you're disloyal to the club. But I think that's one aspect of the Suns that I was a little shocking, like how many people internally have died due to the hands of people that were in the club themselves making bad decisions. The loyalty was there at one point early on, but then everyone started kind of going in their own direction, or cops were pressuring them for information. And, anytime you get known as a snitch, you know what happens. So. All right, we got 52 people watching on YouTube side. Oh, and he almost hit that player as well. And then another like 50 on the Twitter/X. We're at 34 likes. If you are in the room, smash the like button. We need 5 more to get to 40. We got 49 people watching on YouTube and then 50 watching on Twitter/X, but they got no like button. Oh, that was a foul ball. No balls, 1 strike. Oh, wow, I was like, God, how many batters is he going to hit? We may need to pull Hancock soon, but he only needs 1 more out. But we don't have a whole lot of options. We're saving a lot of our pitchers for the Ranger series tomorrow. Apple TV broadcast, 7 p.m. Pacific. I will be live streaming. And then on Saturday, it's a Fox broadcast globally at 4. So I'll be doing those 2 games. And then on Faj's Day, I'll be going to my dad's place, having a barbecue, and I'm just going to watch the Dodger game and the Mariner game with him. So no stream on Sunday. And we'll be back on Monday. Big swing and a miss by Corey Lee, 0-2 count. We got House of the Dragon coming up. The Boys, season 4, I believe, coming up, and then The Bear at the end of the month. That's the one I'm really looking forward to. I'll watch the, obviously, House of the Dragon, because I already watched the first one. Got him! There we go. But The Bear, I'm really looking forward to that. I like shows that make me feel different emotions, and it's got an amazing cast. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll feel all scales of emotions, and the actors and actresses in The Bear are fucking phenomenal. Some of the best that I've seen as far as a group of characters put in a show based off, restaurant type of show. Very cool. I don't think we've ever seen a show really like that before, and that's why it's so compelling. All right, let's see who's up here next for the Seattle Mariners. Emerson Hancock, luckily, got out of that inning. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1 with a K, catcher Sebi Zavala. Batting second this inning, 0 for 2 with a K, shortstop J.P. Crawford. And batting third baseman, it's Demo Dylan Moore. Let me try to squeeze in a few more photos for you here, Megan. 2-1 Chicago. Perfect position. Not down by 2 runs, only down by 1. And then once, we end up getting Crochet to go out, that's when we're going to start to rake. And then we'll have a chance late in the game to make the comeback and get the sweep. And then I can possibly go get the broom out of the garage. Let's go. Couple more likes to 40. Let's get there. And then once we hit that number, we'll try to shoot for 50. And if the game ends up being really, really close at the 8th and the 9th, we'll get a spike in viewership. That's what we've been getting in the last 3 days. Appreciate you. That'll be my reaction right there if the Mariners get this sweep. In the box for the Mariners, backup catcher, third string catcher, Sebi Zavala. Mitch Garver kind of took up the backup spot. We haven't seen Sebi Zavala in like a month and a half. Yeah, and he's averaging about 4 or 5 runs is typically what Emerson Hancock typically gives up. So for him to only give up 2, that is a success. I would agree with that, Kevin. But now we need to be able to get some offense at some point or another. Yes, I like those as well. First walk. And if Crochet is going to walk Sebi Zavala, that's a good sign. Probably the guy least likely to get a hit for the Mariners in the lineup here. A guy that hasn't played in like a month or 2. All right, here we go. Start of a rally. You know what that means. Mariner Moose has to come out. Next up, J.P. Crawford. Maybe that's why the Mariners haven't been able to get it going just yet. The Mariner Moose hasn't come out, made an appearance yet. Here we go. JP, Mariner Moose for the rally, and then have him jump up and down, look at you, and say, we're coming back. Here we go. Let's go, JP. 0 for 2 with a K. Let's make it 1 for 3. Pitches inside, 1-0 count. Bottom of the 6th, 2-1 Chicago. It's been a little lackluster type of matchup so far. Crochet's been money, obviously, for the Chicago White Sox. And Emerson Hancock actually has been decent, obviously for filling in from AAA from the Tacoma Rainiers, only giving up 2 runs. I would say that is a success. Moose Goose, baby. We're at 10. I need to go. Pitch is low. He's losing his control. 3-0 count. He already walked Sebi Zavala, and if you end up walking J.P. Crawford here, this might be the beginning of the end for Crochet. And then if we can start to wheel and deal, we're going to win this game. Oh, that should have been a walk. That was high. Should have been 4 straight balls, but The ump felt sorry for him, gave him an Angel Hernandez call, 3-1 count to J.P. Crawford as the fans and T-Mobile boo. 3-1 pitch to J.P. In there for a strike. Looking, 3-2 count. Count is full. Come on, J.P. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. Shit, the Moose could probably get a hit for us. The way that we've been struggling in the batter box. 3-2 pitch. JP fouls that one back. Count remains 3-2. Two pitch. Walked him, baby. Let's go. Yes, sir. Uh-oh. Here we go. Now we just got to make sure that Dylan Moore doesn't hit into a double play and ruin this. All right? He's a new Faja. He was on paternity leave. This would be a great opportunity here to eliminate Crochet and get his ass out of the game. And then hopefully we can make him pay here and then bring in a pitcher that's even worse than him. We'll see if they make a move right now. He might get pulled right now. Where's he at on pitch count? He's at 76 pitches, the same as Emerson Hancock. No, Emerson's at 78. He's at 76. Let's go, Demo. Make him pay. Let's go, baby. We need 4 more people to smash the like button to get to 40. So if you are in the room and you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. Someone just did. I appreciate you. 37. 3 more to get to 40. And then we want to get 13 more before the stream ends. I want to get to 50. Big swing and a miss for Demo. 0-1 count. 211 average, 6 home runs, 22 ribbies. He's a new Faja. So the extra motivation for Demo. Let's go, Dylan. Dylan. 0-1 pitch from Crochet to Demo. Pops up. Behind the plate. Foul. Behind in the count now 0-2. Come on, Dylan. I like the batting helmet and the City Connect jersey with that blue and that shade of blue and that yellow. Fire. Kind of reminds me of that Ken Griffey Jr. look back in the 90s and 80s. Big swing and a miss. Got him. 10 Ks for Crochet. We got to make sure we're giving love where love needs to be given. Next up, Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod. Pitch right down the middle for a strike. 0-1 count. Julio 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs. Yeah, I love the teal as well. Northwest green is what they call it, supposedly. I love it. Pitch is high, check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. 1-1 count. Yeah, but something about that shade of teal, it's so appealing to the eyes. It's a fire look. It pops. Like if you own one of those jerseys and you're walking around at the stadium or in your city, people's heads are going to turn and they're going to compliment you. It's a very good-looking jersey. Much better than these shitty-ass blue Navy jerseys that they have here. To me, these are the ugliest. I would rather go back to the grays over these blues. Not saying that the Navies are terrible, but again, it's the worst jersey the Mariners have that we wear, and we should have got rid of this jersey and started wearing the grays instead. That's my opinion. I like the Northwest green, the teals. I like the white. I like the gray. And then you have the cream. Get rid of these navies. Go back to the grays. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is inside. And it's not like a horrible jersey for the Navy. I mean, it looks okay. It's not like some disgusting looking jersey that's like terrible. Like sometimes when you start, seeing some of the alternate jerseys in baseball or in the NFL, but it could be better. It's just kind of bland. It's just normal looking. Doesn't really pop. $10Ks for Crochet. Bottom of the sixth, 2-1 White Sox. Runners at first and second with one out. 2-2 count to Julio Rodriguez. 0-for-2, 2 ground out. 2-2 pitch incoming. Crochet to Julio. Popped up. That one goes foul. Nice souvenir for a fan. Interesting. Peter in the building. Old World New York in the building. What's good? Big swing and a miss. There goes Julio. Nice job by Crochet. 11 Ks. Good for your fantasy. Not good for the Mariners, but good for the White Sox fan. I mean, hell, he's 6-5. He's got 6 wins out of the White Sox total 17. So he definitely is the best pitcher on the staff by a lot. Next up for the Mariners, Mitch Garver. Go Miach. First pitch for a strike, 0-1 count. 0-for-2 with a ground out and a foul out so far in this matchup. How you guys doing? 0-1 pitch, popped up. Could be a routine play if it stays foul, and it doesn't. Fades into the crowd. Fifth row. They're battling for that foul ball. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. Just a few more likes to try to get to that 40-50 number. Let's go. We got 50 people in the room on the YouTube side, another 50 on the Twitter/X side. One more person to smash the like button, and we're at 40. 11 more. Thank you so much. 10 more to get to 50 to hit the goal. Pitches inside to Mitch Garver, 1-2 count. Well, the whole Paul Tyson fight getting moved back, and and McGregor is like on drugs. So it's like, again, he's good as he was back in the day. As far as like shit talking, like that part of him will be there. But like, how good of a fighter is Conor McGregor now from, what he was back then, Like with the limitless money that he has and with the friends that he has, he's definitely been making some bad decisions. He's definitely on drugs. Like if you've seen him interview, in the movie premiere that he did with Gyllenhaal, like he's geeked out, like out of his mind, So I hope that he gets the help that he needs. But again, if you don't have anyone helping you, he's just going to continue to go down that path. 3-2 pitch. Garver. All the way back to the warning track. We leave 2 stranded. And it's still 2-1 here at the end of the 6th. Crochet gets out of the inning. All right, see who's up here for the White Sox. Next up for Chicago, 0-for-2, third baseman, Danny Mendick. Batting second at the top of the order, 0-for-3, second baseman, Nicky Lopez. And batting third with a solo dinger, first baseman, Andrew Vaughn. 2-for-3 with a run and an RBI. So if you're just tuning in, it's been pretty lackluster. We haven't really had a whole lot, to be able to talk about up to this point. But in the top of the third, Vaughn homered to center, 402 feet. That ended up giving them the 1-0 lead. Next batter up, Luis Robert Jr., obviously on the trade block, but playing well in this Mariners series to increase his trade value. He homered 413 feet to center as well, giving them the 2-0 lead. And then in the bottom of the 5th, a couple innings later, hitting his first home run in the big leagues, Tyler Locklear. And we're sitting at 2-1 here in the top of the 7th. There's the breakdown for the game. Let's go. See if I can squeeze in a couple more photos here for Megan before we end up going back, and we'll see if we get anyone else that will help out with the dono train. Appreciate you. Top of the 7th, 2-1, Chicago. Now they still got Emerson Hancock in there. Right? They're really trying to stretch out these pitchers as much as you possibly can go for. But pitch count is relatively light. You know, you're only at 80 pitches now, you know, for Emerson Hancock. And then obviously Crochet got worked a little bit in that last inning. He's at 92. I assume that he'll be done. What a night for him. 11 Ks, a career high. Come on, Emerson. Big swing and a miss to Danny Mendick. Behind the count now, 1-2. One-two pitch from Hancock to Mendick. Popped up, hit well. Center field to the no-fly zone. 1 away. Defense by Julio out there. I see Julio keep making those plays out there in the outfield. No fly zone, baby. Behind in the count, 0-2 for Nicky Lopez. Outside corner. Top of the 7th, 2-1 Chicago. 1 out, 0-2 pitch from Hancock to Lopez. Chop that one towards third base foul. Count remains 0-2. Yeah, he does. He just doesn't want to tell you. Little chopper. Good defense there. Nice job, Hanny. 2 away. Next up for the White Sox, first baseman Andrew Vaughn. First pitch to Vaughn. Pitch is low and outside. 1-0 count. Top of the 7th. 2-1 Chicago. 2 away. Andrew Vaughn 2 for 3 with a solo home run and a single. 229 average, 8 homers, 24 ribbies for Vaughn in 2024. 1-0 pitch. Crushed. And that one is drifting foul. One pitch. Pitch is low. 2-1 count. Let's go, baby. Pitch is low and outside. Seby Zavala could not hang on. Goes back to the backstop there. 3-1 count. Come on, Emerson. Three-one pitch, Hancock to Vaughn. Jealousy is a motherfucker. You know, that's how it goes. Haters will hate, you know, but no one will ever be able to have the consistency or the work ethic like me. So hate all you want, but you're never going to be like me. 3-2 pitch from Hancock to Vaughn. Chopper, throw to first. Got him. we go. Go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and let's try to take the lead now. This is where the Mariners typically heat up, and we are the comeback kids. So we will find a way to be able to hopefully get some production here in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. The score is low, 2-1, and hopefully we can end up winning this game 3-2. Let's go. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 2 with a K, right fielder, Mitch Haniger. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run, RBI and a K, hitting his first home run in the bigs today, Tyler Locklear. And batting third, 1 for 2 with a K, left fielder, Victor Robles. Let's go, Mariners. Trying to squeeze in some of Matt's photos now because I don't know how long I'll be able to stay afterwards, but we'll squeeze some in between. I'm squeezing them in, brother. Everyone's got their favorite thing that they love. I see you. Plus, you were gone for like 2 weeks, so you've had 2 weeks of no photos. There you go, brother. Let's go, baby. Mariner Moose time. Rally time. Let's go. Big swing and a miss. Wow, they still got Crochet out there. Holy shit. Man, they are really trying to win this game and take at least one game from the Mariners. I thought he was going to be out after that 6th inning. He was already at 92 pitches in, so he's going to be well over 100, which is very unusual. But again, he's got 11 Ks, so he's pitching a career game today. So I guess they're very desperate to be able to see how long he can go to be able to get the first win in the series. Big swing and a miss. 1-2 count to Haniger. LOL, you're pretty quiet. What happened? All I hear is crickets. 1-2 count. Chop foul. Paisley. Pitch is high. 2-2 count. All right, my pup is in here, so that's a good sign. We're going to have a good rally here. 2-2 pitch to Haniger. Big swing and a miss. Got him. Got to make sure we're giving where credit needs to be given here. Crochet with another K. Let's go over his stat line. 6.1 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 12 Ks. I haven't seen too many players get Ks this high in a game all season. Nice job by Garrett. Next up, Tyler Locklear. No problem. I always got you. Chop foul. 0-2 count. Let's go. Bottom of the 7th, 2-1 Chicago. 1 out. 1 for 2 with a solo home run in the 5th. 286 average, 1 homer and 2 ribbies. 0-2 pitch from Crochet to Locklear. Big swing and a miss. Got him. 13 Ks. My goodness. Trying to like break some kind of fucking record. All right, Garrett, I see you. Next up, Victor Robles. First pitch. And caught. Wow, that was way too fast. End of the 7th inning, 2-1 White Sox. Wish Robles would have took a little time there, but it is what it is. Story of the day, though, is this right here. Garrett Crochet. 6-5 record. They have a 17 total wins for the season. 17-52 record, the worst team in baseball. 5 wins, 29 losses on the road. 3.33 ERA. But with that being said, what a phenomenal day today. 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 13 Ks, 102 pitches. Unbelievable. Nice job by Garrett. Now get your ass out of there so now the Mariners can fucking come back. Damn it. Go to the top of the 8th. Next up for the White Sox, 1 for 3 with a run, an RBI, center fielder, Luis Robert Jr. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a base on ball, DHing for Chicago, Gavin Sheets. And batting third, 1 for 2 with a base on ball, left fielder, Andrew Benintendi. No problem, I got you. All right, Emerson Hancock, 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 of them earned, 2 walks, only 1 K, 92 pitches. But again, it's 2-1, so we're right there. We're right where we need to be. And we got a little lucky with the Tyler Locklear homer. So that way we don't have to make up 2 runs. We only need to make up 1. 2 to win, 1 to tie. And we got Austin Voth in the game. Let's go, Austin. Let's go, baby. Now Paisley Pup is back in the game. See you, Paisley. 0-1 pitch. Pitch is outside. 1-1 count to Luis Robert Jr. Pitch is low and into the dirt. 2-1 count. My pup is in here laying down. Top of the 8th, 2-1 Chicago. Austin Voth in the game for Emerson Hancock. Had a good outing. Could have had a little bit more movement and more Ks, but giving up only 2 runs, that's pretty fantastic. And I had a feeling that this might be a low-scoring matchup, a low-scoring affair, and it was. 2-2 count to Luis Robert Jr. No homers, damn it. He already homered once. Who knows? He might be a Seattle Mariner here in just a few weeks. 2-2 kit. JP, throw to first. Off 1 bounce. Got him. Wow. Unbelievable play by J.P. Crawford. Great defense. Wow. Nice job, JP. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. We're at 10, 90 to go. We got 96 people watching. Where are we at? We're at 40 likes. We need 10 more to get to 50. So if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. We got 50 people in the room on the YouTube side and another 45, 46 on the Twitter/X side. Let's go. Top of the 8th, 2-1 Chicago. 1 out, 1-0 count to Gavin Sheets. Pitch in the zone for a strike. 1-1 count. One pitch. Pitch in the zone for a strike by Austin Voth. 1-2 count. One ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch from Voth to Sheets. Smoke him. Pitch is low and into the dirt. 2-2 count. Come on, Austin. Let's go, baby. Two pitch. The Sheets popped up. Should be a routine play. Robles is there. 2 away. Nice job, Victor. 2 outs. Up for Chicago, left fielder, 1 for 2 with a base on ball, Andrew Benintendi. Zay with a tenor. Who dat? Who dat? Who dat gonna beat them Saints? Nolan Saints in the building. What a do, Zay. Appreciate you very, very much, man. Thank you. Let me know what you want to do for photos. If you want Saints photos, I can do that for you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little cactus stack. Bang, bang. Thank you so much for recognizing all the hard work that's being done. Thank you. Appreciate you. We're at 20, 80 to go, which is high. 1-1 count. And hopefully we can get 10 more likes before the stream ends to get to 50. And hopefully we'll get a few more people to come through to show some love, to pay the bills. Benintendi fouls that one off. 1-2 count. But let me know. It could be anything you want. You know, favorite player, basketball, baseball, football, hockey, wrestling. It could be a rapper. It could be a band. You know, whatever you want. You let me know. But if you want Saints photos, just, you know, Drew Brees, whoever. You know, DeMario Davis, a.k.a. The Glue, whatever you're thinking. I got you. Chris Olave. I got you. One photo I know it won't be Carr, because most Saints fans hate his ass. And I don't blame you. But if you want AK-41, Alvin Kamara, Pierre Thomas, Olave, shit, nice choice. I got you. You want to go old school, Marquise Colston? I mean, wherever you want to go, I got you. But Pierre Thomas and Chris Olave, good choices. I got you. We'll get them prepped here, and then once we get into the end of the inning, I'll start prepping here. Popped up. Should be a routine play here for the Mariners. In foul territory. Victor Robles. There we go. Gonna hit you with the Saints spinning logo. See if I can get it to format here. Appreciate you, Zay. Looking fire. And even though Michael Thomas, you know, it didn't work out and he didn't pan out after Drew Brees, he ended up getting his replacement, and he's going to be more consistent than Michael Thomas anyway, so it ended up working out for y'all. And I love the Pierre Thomas. I mean, that's not a name, you know, that most would, you know, throw as a selection and whatnot. I don't know how many we're going to have here. Probably won't have too many that'll fit the screen just because it's like an old school player, but I might be able to find 1 or 2 if I'm lucky. Let's do some tags here, see what I can find. Got to find at least one good Pierre Thomas one in here for you, or two. There we go. Okay. I got one more. Let's see if I can squeeze it in real quick for you. People don't realize how fast you have to work in between commercial breaks. There's not a whole lot of time. Appreciate you, my guy. Who dat gonna beat them Saints? Gee, I got more Saints supporters on the channel than my own team. So, and that means a lot because obviously Saints fans, they don't like Falcons or Panthers. But again, I might be the only Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan on planet Earth that the Saints fans actually respect. So, and I always will give credit where credit needs to be given, regardless of what team that they're on or what player that they represent. So, appreciate you. Big swing and a miss to Luke Rayleigh. Let's go, Luke. Bottom of the 8th, 2-1 White Sox. 0-2 pitch to Rayleigh. Good eye. 1-2 count. Right. I got to keep it real, man. There's not very many people like me that are on TV, podcast, or on YouTube. Many people. There's a reason why sports talk is at its very worst that it's ever been. ESPN is trash. Fox Sports is trash. There's a lot of people that are very, very biased, and it's just nice and refreshing to be able to hear takes that are honest, even if it isn't that particular person's favorite team or player. They just keep it real, and it's very rare nowadays. I mean, there's a lot of fakes out there, a lot of fakes that have channels, and fake people like watching other fake people. That's just how it goes, and I never will be one of those. I always will keep it real. That's why I have so many haters. Appreciate you, Zane. And Magnum is just a hater because he doesn't understand the Mariners baseball team. We got the best record that we've had at this point in 21 years, 22 years since 2003. So we're 40-30. So obviously we're first place and we're not that trash this year. So now Julio could be better, but again, we're 40-30. We're in first place. We're going to go to the playoffs this year, right? We're going to win the AL West, 90-95 wins. So, again, making a comment without knowing all the information. What's new? You're just like every other hater that I've seen. Come back to me when you actually watch games and watch film, Magnum. Sad. I remember watching my first game. Amateur. Bottom of the 8th. 2-1 White Sox. Next up, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, dumper. Pitch in the zone, but called ball, 2-0 count. The MVP for the Mariners this season, Cal Raleigh. Car stinks, Matt. Just like I told you, Zach Wilson fucking stinks. Like I said, you can be a Bronco fan and you can see who you have, Stidham and Wilson. But, again, I've been watching these guys since, high school and college. And if you watch them, you can be hopeful that they'll be better than where they were, previously. But the reality is, a lot of those backups are backups for a reason. They stink. They're not good. They're more of a liability and like a game manager. So you don't got nothing to worry about. Plus, you got Bo Nix. So, he might be like a Baker Mayfield. He may pan out for your team. He may have to wait to his second or third team to make it. But again, it's the best quarterback that the Broncos have had in quite a while. You can't go from John Elway to Peyton Manning and thinking that fucking Brock Osweiler and Trevor Siemian and all these other trash quarterbacks were going to be good enough to get you to a Super Bowl or the playoffs. You had a bunch of shitty quarterbacks because Elway doesn't know how to fucking evaluate. But at least now you got Bo Nix and Sean Payton, so you're going to have a chance. It might take a couple years to make the playoffs. It's not going to be this year more than likely. But again, at least it'll be more exciting to watch Denver games with Bo Nix, being a Duck fan and a Bronco fan, rather than them going in a different direction. I mean, could you imagine if you had Stidham or Wilson as your starting quarterback? You wouldn't even fucking watch. You'd just be watching Duck games and you would just ban the Broncos. It'd be fucking terrible. Yeah. Rattler, yeah. But he's not good enough to be, like a Drew Brees replacement, Cal Raleigh on the 3-2 pitch. Got him. 2 away. I mean, the Saints franchise deserves to have greatness. So it's like if you're going to be going against Tampa and Atlanta now with Cousins and Baker, and we already know Carolina stinks, right? We know Bryce Young. I mean, even if you would have had CJ Stroud there, it wouldn't have made a difference. They still were going to be fucking terrible, right? Or AR. They were going to be terrible no matter what because they don't have enough pieces or the right owner or the right coach or the right coordinator, but it is what it is. You're going to need someone better. But it will be interesting to see how Rattler develops, but I don't think he'll be good enough, to be the starter. Not long term. Short term, if there's injuries, maybe. But if you're going to be competing with Atlanta and Tampa, instead of being right there with Tampa for first place, the reality for Saints fans, you might finish in third this year. Atlanta might be first or second. Tampa might be first or second. So, you're going to have to, find a quarterback in the next couple years. Move on from Carr. Pitches outside to J.P. Crawford. 1-2 count. Adam in the building. What's good? I'm good. How are you? I know, Paisley. Hold on. 1-2 pitch to J.P. Crawford. 2-2 count. I hear you, Paisley. Hold on. Let's go, JP. Pitch is low and into the dirt. 3-2 count. Count is full. Yeah, but I'll be rooting for you guys. You won't ever hear any other Buccaneer fan on planet Earth, But again, I root for everybody, I treat every team, all 32, as if they were my own. And I like to be able to see how teams develop. And I don't want the Saints to be garbage. I don't want you guys. And, you guys already have a good running game, good O-line for the most part. Defense is getting older, but you still got, Cameron Jordan, Demario Davis, Lattimore. So you still have, some of the key core. But again, if you want to keep up, with Atlanta, they'll be surging now and be right on your level, even though they don't have a defense, right? They're all offensive oriented. J.P. Crawford, see you later. But Tampa more than likely will win the division, and second place will be between the Falcons and the Saints. The Saints are more well-rounded overall. Atlanta has an offense and a new quarterback, but their D stinks. So depending on how that works out, if the defense can get better, then Atlanta will jump, Nolans and Carolina. If not, then the Saints and Atlanta might have a similar record where they end up winning 8, 9, or 10 games unless there's some serious injuries. And then Tampa will be sitting somewhere between 9, 10, and 11 wins as long as they don't have any serious injuries. So, I keep it real, But again, I want to be able to see all three teams at like 10 wins or more, Saints, Falcons, or Bucks. But the reality is we're probably not going to see that unless the Saints, figure out the quarterback and, beef up the O-line, get some more younger defensive players, fire their head coach, because Dennis Allen obviously is a coordinator, not a head coach. Right? Atlanta needs a fucking defense, but they got Kirk Cousins, so they'll be cocky and they'll be talking shit, thinking they're on the top of the world. And then with Tampa, Baker isn't the best player in the world. He's a top 16 quarterback. But with that being said, sometimes Baker will play like a top 10 quarterback. And we still got Mike Evans and Godwin and our offensive line with Tristan Wirfs and company. We got the best safety in the league in Antoine Winfield Jr. So we still have pieces, but nobody in the NFC South is Super Bowl caliber. We're all pretenders. We're not on the same level as like the Niners and the Chiefs. Again, we can make the playoffs, but in reality, if it's the Saints, Falcons, or Bucks, we will probably get to the playoffs, maybe win one game, but that would be it. It's not like you're going to win multiple and obviously magically end up in the NFC Championship game. Now, if our teams build correctly through the draft and free agency, maybe in the next 3 or 4 years, you might be able to see the Saints, the Bucks, or the Falcons there. But coming up into this year, highly unlikely. And that's just me keeping it real, even with my own team. All right, let's go to the top of the ninth, 2-1 Chicago, and it might end up a 2-1 final. I messaged my buddy earlier today, and I actually messaged him that I thought that the game might be like a 2-1 game, and here we are. Panthers 4, Oilers 3. Are they going to go for the sweep? My goodness. Top of the ninth, I don't think we're going to win today. I mean, like I said, Emerson Hancock did well, but we had a D-plus lineup. We didn't really have the best lineup overall, so... and now we got Bizzardo in here instead of like Andres Munoz. Like, it's very hard to sweep a team 4 games in a row, let alone 3. We did it to the Reds. We did it to the Angels. We thought we were going to do it to the Athletics right after the Angels, and they beat the shit out of us in the first 2 games, and then we had to fight hard to win the last one. So even when you play teams that are at the bottom of the barrel, if you take them for granted and you play down to the competition or get cocky, they'll punch you in the mouth. And then sometimes you can be a really good playoff team like Seattle and lose games to teams like this. So big swing and a miss. There goes DeYoung, 1 away. I think 90 to 95 wins, is what I was thinking. And Reflect had 105. I just didn't think we would be that good. Now, maybe in a couple years, we'll be at 100, 105 wins. But I feel my prediction more than likely will come true. I feel that 90 to 95 wins, first place in the AL West. And then I don't know how far we're going to get because we strike out the most. We can't hit. Our pitching is pretty good. We've had injuries. So we'll have to wait and see after the All-Star break where we're at. But there is a possibility that we make the ALDS, ALCS, and maybe a World Series. But again, I don't know if we're good enough to make a World Series this year. If we keep building in the right direction, it would be a shock if we made it this year to the ALCS or the World Series. But in reality, it'll probably take us a couple more years, of consistent baseball, and then we'll get there. And then if we get there, we'll probably lose the first time. And then the next time, then we might be able to win it. But it's very difficult, especially when you got to go against teams like the Yankees, the Orioles, right? The Kansas City Royals, the Cleveland Guardians, the Minnesota Twins, and then you got teams like in the division, like the Rangers and Astros now, who are booty, but they're below 500, but they'll get better after the All-Star break, at least you would think. Oh, for Seattle? I think Seattle will be pretty good. Little chopper there towards right field. I think it'll be a 3-team race between the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Niners. So as long as the Niners don't have any significant injuries, I would assume the Niners are going to be favored to win the division again, and they'll end up winning somewhere between 11 and 14 wins. And then I think with Seattle, if they can stay healthy with the Rams, I think both of those teams can win, somewhere between 9 and 12 games. 12 would be the peak, 12 and 5, and at the very lowest, 9 and 8. And that's if there's like injuries and shit happens, But that's kind of what I'm thinking based on evaluating the teams in the offseason, based off the draft, based off the film, based off the vlogs and the blogs that I've read, and keeping up on, the practices and what's going on currently. So, but I definitely think it'll be a 3-team race with Rams, Seahawks, and Niners in the NFC West, especially bringing in McDonald and trying to, make that Baltimore Raven defense. I think that people will be surprised, and there's a chance that Seattle or the Rams could win the division if the Niners have some injuries and they, lose a couple extra games, and maybe the Niners only win 10, and then maybe the Seahawks or the Rams get to like 11. That could be possible as well. So big swing and a miss to Corey Lee, 1-2 count from Bizzardo. Top of the ninth, 2-1 White Sox. Runner at first with 1 out. 1-2 count from Bizzardo to Corey Lee. I'm thinking the White Sox more than likely will win this game, Luke. Yeah, Astros won't make it. If there's a second team in the division to make it, Adam, it'll be the Rangers. They're built for more long-term success than Houston. Houston already had their moment. They had their cheating. They had their moment. They're done. Now it's going to be the Yankees, the Orioles, the Mariners, the Guardians, the Royals, right? That's who the top dogs are going to be, it looks like, as we go later in the season. And out of those 5 teams, I can't tell you who's going to be the best. Yankees, Orioles, Mariners, Royals, or Guardians. But one of those 5 teams is more than likely going to make the World Series for the American League. In the National League, you got Braves, Dodgers, Phillies, and there'll be another rando team that comes up out of nowhere. But Braves, they lost too much. Strider, Ronald Acuna, it won't be them. So Dodgers, Phillies, and then obviously you got the Brewers, but they typically choke late. So it'll probably be Dodgers, Phillies, or a magical team that comes out of nowhere, like the Phillies did 2 years ago and the Diamondbacks last year. Whoever gets hot and healthy in the National League. Top of the ninth, 2-1 White Sox. Runner at first, 1 away. 2-2 count from Bizzardo to Corey Lee. but it just doesn't feel like we're going to win today. Like the other 3 games, we had to fight late to get the win. And it's still possible that we get 2 runs in the 9th or 1 in the 9th, and then we win 3-2 in the 10th. But it'll take a lot for us to do that. I feel like we're almost thinking about tomorrow and the 3-game set we have against the Rangers going into Father's Day. Throw to first. Safe. But again, that's just me being realistic and not being biased, Would I love the sweep so I can go to the fucking garage and grab the broom and dance around? Of course, but it is the worst team in baseball, so it's not like we really have to be braggy about it. It's like, fuck, if you're playing the worst team in baseball, you should fucking sweep them. Got him! There we go. Nice tag. Cal Raleigh. There we go. All right, we're going to the bottom of the 9th now. Last chance for the Mariners. I got to see who we have up in the lineup to see if we actually have a chance. All right, we got JP Crawford, Dylan Moore, and Julio Rodriguez. So with those 3 guys, realistically, based on how they played up to this point, 0 for 3, 0 for 3, 0 for 3, we're probably going to lose 2-1 unless a miracle happens. Now, if we could end up having Cal Raleigh as one of those hitters or Luke Raley, then I would say we would maybe be able to tie it, maybe even win it. But we would have to get at least a base hit and then see where we're at in the lineup. Because obviously with Rojas, Raley, and Raleigh, they subbed in for Robles, Bliss, and Zavala. So we're not going to be able to see the hitters that we would need to be able to tie this up, more than likely, or win. So realistically, final score 2-1 White Sox, even though I don't really want to say that, but I have to keep it real. Well, you should have consulted your boy before you made your parlay. Plus, you're going in, to a pitcher, right, with Crochet. Crochet's got 6 wins out of their 17 total. So I could have told you already before you bet that I would have bet on the White Sox in this matchup, not the Mariners. And in looking at the Mariner lineup, it's a D-plus lineup. Locklear, Robles, Bliss, Zavala hasn't played in like 2 months. It's a terrible lineup. So, again, now if we would have, been playing to win, Rojas, Luke Raley, Cal Raleigh, if those guys were in the starting lineup, yeah, we would have probably won. It wouldn't have been by much, but it would have been probably 3-2. But again, if you don't bring in those guys early enough, chances are we're going to lose. But there still is a small percentage. I would say the chance of the Mariners, coming back and winning, probably right now, 10%. So it's not like impossible, but not likely. So your parlay might be fucked, my guy, unfortunately. All right, let's see where we're at on the likes. Did we hit 50 yet? Where are we at? 40-something. We got 50 people on the YouTube side, 47 on the Twitter/X side. Where are we at? We're at 45. We need 5 more people to hit the goal. There we go. We're at 46. 4 more people out of the 50 people that are watching right now, and then the other 47 that are watching on Twitter/X. We need 4 people to smash the like button to hit the goal to hit 50. So hopefully we can get that. Pitch is in the zone for a strike to Dylan Moore, 0-1 count. Pitch on the corner, 1-1 count. That's a good question. I don't have enough information to give you an educated answer. Usually I have to make sure that I'm familiar, with the film. I've watched on a regular basis. I've read on a regular basis. Then I can give you a prediction. But I just can't throw you a prediction if I don't know enough information or if I haven't watched enough. I'm not a liar or a fake like a lot of the people on YouTube or Twitch, where they just talk out of their ass and act like they've been following everything when they haven't. So I don't have an answer for you. That's me being honest, which you don't see on YouTube either. No, Raleigh already did pinch hit. He's already down in the lineup for Garb, so we can't do that. He already got in on the previous inning. So we had Rojas come in for Robles last inning, Raley come in for Bliss last inning, and Raleigh came in for Zavala. So we're not going to be able to do that, unfortunately, Zay. I wish. 2-pitch to Demo from Kopech. Got him. 1 away. Yep. We're going to lose 2-1. Demo, 1 away. Next up, Julio Rodriguez. Not really a clutch hitter for the Mariners. I mean, the MVP for the Mariners this year is Cal Raleigh, not Julio Rodriguez. So if Julio decides to finally live up, to the money that we paid him, this would be an amazing time to hit a game-tying home run. But realistically, if that happened, we wouldn't win it in this inning. We would have to wait till next inning and win 3-2 in the 10th, just the way that the flow of the game has been going. But I don't know if Julio's got that in him. 0 for 3 with a strikeout in the 6th. He hasn't been really seeing the baseball too well. He chases too much. He doesn't have any plate discipline. I mean, hell, he's 265 average, 5 homers, 25 ribbies. He's one of my top 2 favorite players on the team, but he's been ass this year. He hasn't been good. There's guys that have had 15, 20 plus home runs. That's where Julio should be, somewhere between 12 and 18 home runs right now, with many more ribbies, But again, he gets behind 0-2 in the count way too much. And even some of the defensive aspects to his game have been a little off. He's been caught stealing a little bit more than often. He's made errors on ground balls in the outfield. He's not fully focused this year. Pitch is high into the zone, 3-1 count. He doesn't have the home run power, but he's not the only one. Like Spencer Torkelson, same type of issue. Last year, Julio and him could hit 20, 30 home runs, but this year, both guys have been kind of ass, and Torkelson got sent down to AAA, and Julio obviously won't have that happen to him. Julio, are you going to be hero? Back, go! And here we go! Way to earn that money, baby! Julio Rodriguez says, you know what? I've been asked all year. Let's step up and let's get those tridents up, baby. 2-2. We're tied up. Let's go. There we go. Julio heard it. He's like, you know what? Oh, dog, I have been asked. I have been long overdue for a home run. And there we go. 2-2 with 1 away. Finally, home run number 6 on the season, which is kind of sad because you got guys that have over 20 already. There we go. There we go. Nice job, Julio. Well, I can't doubt Julio because I've been watching games. We're already 70 games in, and he has 6 home runs. It's very easy to doubt Julio Rodriguez. Now, if Julio had 10, 15, 20 home runs, then I would be like, yeah, this is a good chance for Julio. But if you watch every single game, he's been kind of a choke artist. He hasn't really been clutch like Cal Raleigh has. So nice for him to be able to step up. But until he can do that on a regular basis, Mariner fans and other fans on the outside will doubt him because he hasn't proven he can do that on a consistent basis late in games. Nice job, Julio. There we go. Well, in most cases, we would have lost 2-1 in that scenario. I mean, when you only have 5 home runs and you're 70 games in and you're Julio Rodriguez and you're supposed to be a top 5, top 10 player, I mean, I go based off the statistics. I mean, you could have this scenario happen 100 times and Julio hits a home run maybe twice, to be honest. It's not like Julio's got 20 home runs or 25 right now. He's got 6, 70 games in the season. This is a player that should be hitting 30, 40, 50 home runs. He has 6. RELAX, relax. So hopefully we can end up winning this game now. But again, you play that scenario so often, 9 times out of 10, he gets out. But that one time, there it was. So I'm glad I was wrong right there, and he ended up finally being clutch because he's not a clutch player, at least not yet late in games. But hopefully later on in his career, he'll be like a Cal Raleigh and he'll be, a clutch player. But he's not a clutch player at this point. Let's go. Steve with a tour. He said that reverse psychology works sometimes. Sometimes it does. But I got to do it based off percentages and what I've watched, There's not very many people that have watched every single game from first pitch to the end, Anyone can be like, oh, Julio Rodriguez, oh, he's going to hit a home run. Motherfucker has 6 home runs for the season. Should have fucking 26 or at least 16, not fucking 6. You can't blame me for thinking that he's going to choke because he's done that fucking over and over and over again. Sometimes it pays, to be wrong. Good for him, Good for Mariner fans. There we go. We tied it up. And that's something that I got right. If we tied it up, we weren't going to win it right here. We're going to win it in 10, maybe 3-2. So you're not going to be able to get every prediction correct. Yeah, but that's making excuses, Jason. All right, he's 23 years old, but if you're a top 5 popular player, I mean, did you think that he would have 6 home runs, after going 30-30 the year before? I mean, Julio Rodriguez should be going 30 stolen bags or more every year, and based on his talent level, he should be hitting 30 to 40 home runs every single year. Don't give me this, only 23 years old bullshit, that he's supposed to be the next Ken Griffey Jr. 6 home runs, 5 going into that at-bat, is that good? Fuck no, it's not good. He's not even batting 300. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. We can't just baby him. You know what I mean? He's been making errors in the outfield. He's been getting caught stealing, running the bags. He hasn't been a good player this year. That's okay to say. Again, I'm one of the biggest Julio fans. I got Julio autograph merch all here in my room. All right. But again, you have to be honest and real. You can't give a guy a free pass just because he's your favorite player on your team or he's a popular player. It's one thing to be a top 5 popular player. There's another thing to be actually a top 5 player like Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge. They live up to the popularity and they actually deliver. Julio, not so much. But hopefully, as the years go on, he'll get patient in the box and he'll be better. But finally, he did something that we expect him to do. Took him a while, but at least we'll take it. Now we have a chance for the sweep. Okay, here we go. Let's go, baby. Julio, my phone. Boom. But we can't give a guy like that a free pass. Like all the people that were watching predicted that was going to fucking happen. Yeah, right. It's like you're hopeful that it was going to happen. But if he was so good, then how come he hasn't done that prior to this? Why has he had 6 home runs for the season, 70 fucking games in? Ridiculous. All that money that we paid him, Cal Raleigh is a clutch hitter. Julio, not so much. And let's be honest, if that same fucking scenario happened 100 times, how many times does he hit a home run out of 100 at-bats? Maybe 1 or 2, based on up to this point of the season. Now, if he was at, 10 to 16 home runs, then I would be like, okay, maybe he can do it. But when you're at 5 home runs, 70 games in out of a 162 game season, this season has been a failure for him. You can't baby him and sugarcoat it and give him a fucking free pass just because he's Julio. It's been a bad year. But hopefully it'll get better, in the summer, But 6 home runs for a Julio Rodriguez is ridiculous. I mean, imagine if Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani were at 6 home runs. What would you be saying about them? Be like, what the hell is going on with those guys, right? Top of the 10th, 2-2, Andres Munoz on the mound, ghost runner at second. 0-1 pitch to Zach DeLoach, 0-2 count. But for all the people that were like, I knew he was going to hit a home run. Bullshit. Didn't know nothing. Come on. Be honest. Be real with yourself. You're hopeful that he was going to hit it, but it's not like people knew for sure that he was going to hit it. He hasn't proven to be clutch. He's been more of a failure than a clutch hitter late in games, let's be honest. 0-2 pitch to DeLoach. Pitches outside, 1-2 count. And I love Julio. Like I said, my 2 favorite players on the team are Cal Raleigh and Julio Rodriguez. But again, we have to call a spade a spade. We can't just give him all the credit when he's playing shitty. 1-2 pitch to Zach DeLoach. Pitches outside, 2-2 count. Top of the 10th, 2-2 White Sox and Mariners. Solo dingers by who? Tyler Locklear and Julio Rodriguez. Chop foul, 2-2 count. Oh, yeah, it's all mental for Julio. Definitely, 100%, Steve. I agree to that. And also a little bit of ego. I think, with all the pressure of being Julio Rodriguez, the next Ken Griffey Jr., all that pressure of the home run derby and the popularity, the jersey sales, got him. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of pressure on a guy that's supposed to, take over the league like a Aaron Judge or a Shohei Ohtani. And then you start seeing all your peers with 15, 20, 25 home runs. And here you are, top 5 popular player in the league, and you're not playing well, and then it gets in your head mentally, and then you're you're kind of psyching yourself out. You're like, am I good? And baseball is one of the hardest sports to play, let's be honest. Hitting a baseball is the hardest thing in sports, as far as NFL, NBA, NHL, and baseball, right? Next up in the box, Nicky Lopez. 5-1 in extra inning games, baby. Let's go. Andres Munoz pitches low and inside, 1-1 count. I'm happy that he ended up getting that big home run, though. And now we have a great chance to win 3-2 and get the sweep. Fuck. All right, get it back there. Now we got runners at first and third with one out. We need a DP, double play. You know what to do. On the mound. Mid-pitch. Cal Raleigh needs to settle him down. We need punch-outs, baby. Let's go, baby. We need you. Yeah. Plus, he'll get better when the weather gets warmer. Most baseball players are not very good in April and May. And then once it goes to June, July, August, when the weather gets warmer, production heats up. So it's not like we think Julio is garbage, but let's be honest. Did anyone anticipate or predict that he was going to be playing this shitty, up to this point? Like after going for a 30-30 season, 30 homers, 30 stolen bags, home run derby success, to have 5 home runs, 70 games in, that's like very odd, But again, if you're not confident in the box and you're 0-2 count, 9 times out of 10, unless you're Ichiro, Pete Rose, or Tony Gwynn, you can battle out of an 0-2 count. But Julio, like a lot of other young hitters, they can't. At least not yet in this early part of his career. Andrew Vaughn in the box, 2-0 count. We're at 20, 80 to go. We got 120 people in the room. Let's get this fucking sweep. Go. In the box, Andrew Vaughn. He had a nice homer. They went back-to-back with Vaughn and Luis Robert Jr. And then we might see him on the Seattle Mariner dugout here sooner than later if we end up making the move. I just don't want to trade away 3 top 100 prospects in the farm system for a guy that might get hurt or be a rental. 3-0 count for Munoz. This isn't good. One more pitch and we're bases loaded. And then if it goes bases loaded, we might end up being down 4-2. And I don't know if we'll be able to come back from that. We have to keep it 3-2 at the max. We can't be down by 2. We can only be down by 1. Throw to first, and there's one. 3-2 White Sox. I would have probably thrown home there, but what are you going to do? Next up, center fielder Luis Robert Jr. already has a solo dinger earlier in the matchup and has been pretty good against the Seattle Mariners in this series. Demo is playing. Had a baby. Was on parental leave. Had a baby, but didn't really do a whole lot for us today. 0 for 4 for Demo. Didn't help us. But our lineup was shitty today. Demo coming out from the Bebe, right? Had fucking Locklear, who luckily homered for us. And then fucking Robles, right? Bliss. And then Zavala, who hasn't played in like a month and a half, got his backup catching job taken from Mitch Garver. So already going into the game, Emerson Hancock pitching, not very good, but he did decent today, and then had like a D+ lineup, like the worst lineup we've had in a long time. But again, they're saving all the good players for the Ranger series that starts tomorrow. Apple TV, 7 p.m. Pacific. I'll be here. Top of the 10th, 3-2 White Sox. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Next up, Gavin Sheets. 0-1 pitch. Pitch on the corner for a strike, which should have been probably a ball. Behind in the count, 0-2. Gavin. We should be able to get out of this inning, and hopefully we'll be able to tie it up or have a miraculous, 2-run inning and win 4-3. 0-2 pitch from Munoz to Sheets. Smoke him. Fouled it. Behind the plate, foul. 0-2 count. Intentional walk is good. It's better to intentionally walk Luis Robert Jr. instead of him hitting a 2-run bomb and then the game is over. You'll take your chances with a Gavin Sheets over a guy that's been hot against us. So I like the move from the intentional walk. 0-2 pitch. Popped up. Julio's there. See? Routine playing. Bang. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 10th. And we have to try to at least get one to tie, maybe win in the 11th or 12th or 13th inning. And if we're extremely lucky, to get the sweep, I don't know if we have it in us, in the lineup here, but we did sub in Rojas, Rayleigh, and Raleigh for Robles, Bliss, and Zavala. So we'll see where it goes. And I like the lineup. This will be a chance where we can tie, and we could get 2 runs this inning. There is a possibility, especially with the pitching that they have coming in now, and then who we have and substituted in. Now, if we left it the same, we would lose. But now with these substitutions, I think we can do it. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 3 with a run and an RBI with 2 Ks. First baseman, Tyler Locklear. Now I got to delete some of these other photos to make room for the others. Batting second this inning, Hollywood, Josh Rojas, who was very hot, within the first 30 games or so, kind of like a Jared Kelenic last year, but has been fading as of late, but maybe he can get back on track. Let's go Hollywood. And batting third, the hero, possibly in this game, you already know who it is, Luke Rayleigh. If someone's going to be the hero based off those 3 guys, more than likely it will be Luke. Let's go. Because he can bunt to get to first base. He can bunt to get an RBI. He might be the guy that ends up winning it for us here tonight. Like, sub, donate, comment, and share. Let's go. Smash the like button for your boy. We got 110 people in the room. We should be at 50 likes by now. 63 people watching on YouTube, another 50 plus on Twitter. We're at 51 likes. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. 9 more to get to 60. We got Banks on the mound. Oh, we got Mitch Haniger in. Looks like they moved some guys around. Or is it Locklear? No, it's Locklear. I don't know why they brought up the Haniger stat line. I was like, say Locklear is in. But he already had his home run, so the chances of him getting another home run, slim to none. But hopefully he can get on base somehow, some way. Come on, Tyler. Big swing and a miss. 1-2 count. But if I were to take a guess, more than likely you're going to have Locklear strike out. Rojas won't get on base either. And then it'll have to be Rayleigh to start the rally with 2 outs. And if we tie or win, it'll be those guys. There it is. Strike out for Locklear, 1 away. Next up for the Mariners, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. I hope Hollywood gets on, but based just on how he's been playing as of late, it's probably 25% chance that he gets on base, 75% chance that he probably gets out, and then we have to, go with Luke Rayleigh and beyond to get the rally. And then if that happens, and if Luke Rayleigh can get on, then after that, then we'll have Cal Raleigh, and then, maybe it'll be Luke or Cal Raleigh as a hero. It will be Luke Rayleigh, Cal Raleigh, and then JP. And that's where you would actually win the game or tie it. 1-0 pitch. Pitch is inside. 1-1 count to Hollywood Josh Rojas. Come on, Josh. It's not like Josh can't do it. He was like the only 300 hitter we had at one point early in the year. Takes a pitch. Strike looking. 1-2 count. This season with runners in scoring position, 293. 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position so far here. For the season, 258. 1-2 pitch to Rojas. I would assume he's not going to get on. There it is. Your boy knows. Hey, I might have not been able to get the fucking Julio prediction right, but I got those. No one knew that Julio was going to homer there. And if you said that he was, you were just hopeful. All right, here we go. So if we have any chance right here, doesn't matter if there's 2 outs. We got the right 2 people coming up next. Luke Rayleigh. And after that, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. But again, these guys have bailed us out in the last 3 games. Can they do it again? Look. Back. And the game is over. That was our best chance right there. And that's the final. No sweep for us, but that was the right guy to have up, him or Cal Raleigh. But again, we needed to have someone get on base, prior to that to extend it to get to Cal Raleigh. And there it is. Final score, Chicago White Sox 3, Seattle Mariners 2. But also a big reason why we lost the game here today. Not only the lineup, being not very good, but you had a pitcher that had a career day today, okay? When you end up being a White Sox pitcher, right, and you end up pitching for 13 Ks, chances are you're probably going to win. So it doesn't hurt my feelings one bit. We won 3 out of 4. It's very difficult, to end up winning 4-game sweeps. We haven't done it all year, right? We swept the Reds in a 3-game set. We swept the Angels in a 3-game set. And even though they're the worst team in baseball, 13 fucking Ks. To be able to win a game when someone has 13 Ks, not likely. So, it would have been awesome for us to sweep the White Sox, yeah. But it just kind of felt like this might be the way that it goes, like 2-1 or 3-2. So, good series. Series was very exciting, and we had a big spike in viewership because the White Sox being the worst team in baseball, Mariners being one of the top 10 teams, but it took us to the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning and extra innings, right, the 10th, to actually either win or compete with this team in all 4 games. I don't know if anyone predicted that it would have to go to the distance, and we would have to rally in the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th to be able to beat this dog shit team in the White Sox. So, it is what it is. So, final score, Chicago White Sox 3, Seattle Mariners 2. I will be here for game 1 of the set against the Texas Rangers, Apple TV exclusive. So I will be live at 7 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. And then on game number 2, it is a Fox broadcast at 4:15. So I'll be live at 4:05, and that'll be a global broadcast on Fox. And then on Sunday, it's Father's Day, right? And on Father's Day, I'll be spending time with my dad, and we'll be watching the Mariner game as well as the Dodger game. There won't be any stream on Sunday, so you guys enjoy that particular holiday, and then I'll be back on Monday. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much. Megan, thank you so much for holding it down. Matt, you as well. And hopefully we'll be able to bounce back tomorrow. And we got Luis Castillo on the mound against the Texas Rangers. Must-see TV. It's going to be very, very good. 3-game set. Right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Mariners hosting the Texas Rangers. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Okay.